green jacket and has admitted that day was the greatest disappointment of his career back in '96. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
We're just getting started.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
It's the beginning, we just got started.
We just focus on one game at a time, to be honest with you. It's a process for us. We're really trying to help our guys to be logged in, game out. Our guys take a lot of pride of trying to play for each other, to play the right way, and that's our focus. We just go one game at a time. I'm really trying to stay even keeled. I'm really trying to be process-oriented, not outcome-oriented. Obviously, we play to win, and that's the ultimate goal. But for me, even we won the game tonight, there's a lot of areas that I'm not happy with, and I want them to be better. And that's how I operate.
Of course, is the voice of Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic after the ball game a couple of nights ago when the Raptors knocked off the Atlanta Hawks, picking their fourth victory in 5 games. And now the Raptors get set for the double dip in Atlanta, the baseball series, as they stuck around in Georgia for a couple more days, getting set for this tilt tonight. Tip-off coming in less than 10 minutes' time. But again, Jonesy, as we bring folks in here to Toronto Raptors basketball presented by Tangerine Bank, this is how we fan Tangerine. 4 out of 5 for the Raptors. They certainly seem to have gotten things rolling here in the month of January.
Yeah, they sure have. I think you and I have talked about this off air, and we'll let people in on our conversation that this is the team that we thought we were going to see at the beginning of the season when they were healthy. There's still no Emmanuel Quickley right now, but I think you're getting solid and very able production from the combination of Davion Mitchell and Jamal Shead. Very complementary in the way they play, selective with their offense, really good defensively. Shead in particular, not turning the ball over. And this is what, like I said, this is what we thought we were going to get. This is why, when people laughed at you and I and said, oh, yeah, the Raptors are a solid play-in team, and if things work out, maybe they get the 6th seed. And you look at where they sit now, they're healthy in January. Mm-hmm. They've had more wins this month than any other month, October, November, or December, because they're finally healthy. And had you, broken from the gate with a healthy team, I think the results and the record would be much different. That said, it is what it is right now. And the Raptors, they have an easy schedule going home, one of the easy schedules, but at the same time, you've got some decisions to make. Are you playing for ping pong balls? Are you playing for, and listen, for all the people that are advocating tanking, if you have one of the worst 4 records, you get a 25% chance. That's not exactly a lock.
No.
Ask the Detroit Pistons, who had the worst record and slipped to 5th. So, but going back to where we started, though, Eric, the point is they're healthy now, and they're showing you what they can do.
Now, all that said, in spite of winning 4 out of 5, because of the struggles this year, the Raptors still sitting close to the bottom of the Eastern Conference, still among the worst in the NBA, unfortunately, as they've got one of the bottom 5 records. They are bottom 3 in the East, but they have moved ahead of the Charlotte Hornets now, sitting at 12-32 entering action tonight. The Raptors are 6.5 games behind Chicago for the final spot in the play-in. The Bulls sitting in the 10 spot. If we look way ahead to the 6th slot, those Detroit Pistons you just spoke of, now 2 games above 500, sitting in 6th ahead of Orlando, but the Raptors 11 games back. So clearly still a ton of work to do if the Raptors have any visions or aspirations of trying to be a playoff, let alone play-in team. Hence the reason I think Jonesy mentions, folks, the fact that you've got some decisions to make with the trade deadline looming in less than 2 weeks. And I don't expect a massive blow-up, Jonesy, but I feel like there will be moves made. And I think the Raptors will be facilitators, or at least potential facilitators, with other teams, other deals around the league, because they have the financial flexibility and the ability to be flexible with draft picks and whatnot as well. I think that they will be a player. I just don't know if it'll be a massive splash that they make.
We've seen a lot of pro scouts hanging around the Raptor pregame warm-up and pregame workouts. And I just think back to last year when, out of nowhere, Dallas traded for P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford, and people went, well, you're not really moving the needle. Like, Daniel Gafford from Washington, P.J. from Charlotte, that's your moves? And all of a sudden, you get a guy who's a good player on a bad team, and his skills and abilities are seemingly devalued or looked at in lesser lights because of the team's lack of success. You put him on a good team. Eric, Raptor fans of a past generation will remember a name, Keon Clark.
Yep.
Languishing on a bench. You get him to Toronto, and all of a sudden the guy starts playing like a world beater. He always had that in him, just never had a chance to show it, and was just never on a team where he could flourish to demonstrate his ability. So, teams may be looking at, listen, one of the biggest names we're hearing right now is Bruce Brown and how it works. But, people might look at a Kelly Olynyk, a Davion Mitchell. I'm not advocating. I have no knowledge. I'm just saying that these are things that, they sometimes materialize in the NBA because of the way a guy can help another team.
We should mention, as far as the Raptors lineup goes tonight, inactive Ochai Agbaji still sidelined with that laceration in the hand. Jonathan Mobile and Emmanuel quickly inactive as well, not dressing Kelly Olynyk. So Toronto certainly undermanned, but most of the key parts are still there with Barnes, Barrett, Pirtle, Dick, and Mitchell starting. And, of course, Boucher Brown coming off the bench, along with Shed and Walter for the Raptors, among others, as we get set for the tip-off between the Raptors and Hawks. We're going to get the keys to victory and the starting lineups and the tip-off when we come back on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank. This is how we fan Tangerine, official bank of the Toronto Raptors, right here on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the
when the Raptors and Hawks play, January 25th, I won't be here. Go Raptors, go! Hey Raptors fans, thank you so much for hanging out with us in the Raptors back-to-back matchups against the Atlanta Hawks. It was really cool to be in Atlanta and finally see State Farm Arena for myself with my own two eyes. And I am thankful for each and every one of you hanging out with us here tonight and every single night, building this Raptors community here on TSI. It's a bit of a struggle with the team struggling the way they have been, but we've won 4 out of 5. The tank is off again for now. Let's get back to the chat and cheer on our Raptors. Please hit that like button down below. That helps bring more basketball fans to the chat. And hey, share it out. Get your friends in here. Let's start chanting "We the North" and get the Raptors to another victory tonight in Atlanta.
Pro models while supplies last. Plus, no finance payments for up to 90 days. Visit gmccanada.ca or visit your local dealer today.
You missed the boat on Bitcoin, but financial freedom is still within reach. For a mere $19.99, you can get all-you-can-eat boneless chicken at your local St.
Last couple of months, High Park Nissan, Willowdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan have been helping people reduce their expenses wherever possible. And let me tell you, most of those people's existing cars were in good working order. Why did they trade in then? Try combining your payments with maintenance and fuel expenses against the possibility of a brand new Nissan lowering that bottom line. During Nissan's Winter Ready event, High Park, Willowdale, and Newmarket Nissan strive to continue to do just that.
It's your business, You built it yourself. Let Rogers Sports and Media help to make it grow. There's now an easy way to get your business on the air with our radio station or our entire audio network. It's called Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple. Get a $250 ad credit to get started, and your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com for details.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting you set for the tip-off between the Hawks and Raptors. Mitchell, Barnes, Dick, Barrett, Pirtle for the Raptors, Young, Daniels, Krejci, Nance, and Okongwu for the Hawks. Those are the starters for this evening's ball game. Tipping off in mere moments as we get to the keys to victory, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game in the new CR-V Touring Hybrid. Jonesy, the keys to victory.
Well, I thought the Raptors did a really good job last game. I thought they deserved to win that game overall. They did a good job of hanging in, getting out. Atlanta caught them in the fourth quarter, but Toronto was able to kind of reel it back in. So I would say playing with the energy, the same requisite energy that they had in the last game would be a real key. Scotty Barnes and his defense. The last few nights, it was really good in the Orlando win against Banchero. He played with that same kind of energy. A key for me would be seeing Scotty provide that energy as we watch him bouncing around, getting ready to start this game. And lastly, if you're the Raptors, offensively, be patient. Atlanta's not a good defensive team. They're below the Raptors in many categories. Make sure you work to get good shots.
Atlanta wins the jump. They start with the ball. Moving left to right. Young gets into the paint. And a scoop high off glass is good. Deep penetration and an early 2 for the Hawks. 2-0 Atlanta. First touch for Toronto. Mitchell over to Barnes up top. Now at the far elbow extended. Barnes still on the dribble. Gets by 2 defenders and turns around and passes to a cutting Jakob Pirtle for the two-hand jam. We're tied at 2s.
Well, we talked in the pregame about Raptors and the trade deadline. I'm sure people will be calling for Jakob Pirtle, but why would you trade him when you're going to look for a guy like that?
Young triple far side. Missed it as Davion Mitchell's shoe came off. He reaches down to the floor. He's still behind the play as the Raptors go 4-on-5 and get a bucket from R.J. Barrett to lead 4-2.
Davion doing a nice job playing with only one shoe there and getting a hand on the ball to help start the break.
Daniels drops it to Okongwu. A little push shot. One-hander is good from below the free throw line, about an 11-footer. We're tied 4-4. Far side toward the sideline. Mitchell turns around, goes up top straight away above the arc. It's Pirtle. Pirtle guarded by Okongwu, goes back to Mitchell. Crossover on Krejci. Gets into the paint, was looking for Pirtle. It goes off in Atlanta, a hawk foot. I think it was Okongwu. And Pirtle ended up missing the shot nonetheless. Still tied at 4 as we come the other way. Atlanta looking for the lead. Daniels just got away with a carry. Gets it out to Krejci. Driving into the paint. Finds Daniels. Little floater, one-hander, good. Hawks up 6-4.
Got to always be aware of the guy coming from the weak side when there's a strong side dribble drive.
Barnes, near side, left-hand dribble. Turns, finds the cutter along the baseline. Barrett, extra pass in the lane. Was looking for Pirtle. Poked away by the Hawks. Atlanta off the turnover. They come the other way. Young, near corner. Daniels turns around, hands back to Young, who came back to get the ball. Gets into the paint, fakes the pass, elevates for the shot, missed it. Pulled down by Daniels, kick out to Nance. Nance now trying to go at Grady Dick. Draws 2 defenders, kicks it out to Krejci. Back to Nance. And a little touch foul coming in against Grady Dick. 9:41 to go, opening quarter. Atlanta leading by 2. It's 6-4. Young inbounding on the far sideline to the right of the Raptors bench. Gets it into Okongwu. Dribbles toward the free throw line, then gets below it. The Raptors didn't really pick him up, and he missed the floater. Toronto caught a break there. Barrett, bounce pass to a cutting Davion Mitchell, far side up and under the tin. Goes back out on the perimeter for Barrett, and that ball was deflected away by the Hawks, so it'll be Toronto ball with 15 on the shot clock, sideline out of bounds.
Raptors really unselfish. I thought Mitchell had a layup there. I thought Barrett on the play before had a layup. That said, no damage done on this one. They still have the ball.
Mitchell calls out the play as he brings the ball across center, finds Barnes wide open for a triple. Scotty left it short off the front of the rim. Tracked down by the Hawks, and Trae Young will bring it across center. Young trying to shake free from Mitchell. Gives it over to Nance. Nance was going to go back to Young, but Scotty Barnes stuck his foot out there. Kick save and a beauty. And that'll be a sideline out of bounds for the Hawks with 15 on the shot clock. Atlanta up 6-4 now, 9:09 to go in this opening quarter. Daniels driving near side, got by Barrett, got to the tin, missed it on the layup though, and the Raptors pick it up. They push ahead with Barnes to Barrett in the near corner to Mitchell for three. Davion, wow, that one was a rough-looking shot from Mitchell as it goes high off the backboard. A pretty rough miss.
Didn't think he was quite balanced on that one.
Krejci off the screen, turns, fires, rips the cords on a straightaway triple, and Atlanta leads 9-4. Mitchell brings it across center for Toronto. Finds Grady Dick off a screen. He's straight away, and he gets that three right back. It's 9-7 Hawks. Krejci across center. Finds Daniels at the logo. Daniels to a cutting Young in the paint. Passes back out to Nance to Krejci. Krejci on the far side. Stops on a dime, turns, fires into a three, and buries it. And some miscommunication there, Jonesy.
Grady and Scotty didn't talk. Grady, it was his man, and Scotty switched off but didn't close the gap on him.
Barrett gets into the lane, felt contact, didn't hear the whistle, so he tried passing out, and he misses Mitchell. The ball goes all the way to the other end of the floor, and it's a turnover on the Raptors.
Last game, Raptors had 20 turnovers, giving up, I believe, something like 24 points. Can't do that.
12-7, Atlanta leading by 5. It matches their largest lead of the game. Krejci to Okongwu. Okongwu quarterbacking straight away inside the arc. Goes back to Krejci, back to Okongwu. Now hands off to Trae Young. Young turning the corner, goes back to a cutting Okongwu on an alley-oop attempt. He's fouled, and I believe they're going to get it on R.J. Barrett. Yes, indeed. R.J. picks up the foul. That'll be his first.
I'd like to get another look at that one. Thought RJ did a good job, even though he was behind Okongwu getting a lot of the ball. I mean, there was a hand down low.
Okongwu goes to the free throw line. First one up and clean. 13-7 now the lead, 6-point lead, the largest of the game. And in the midst of the free throws, Darko Rajakovic wants a timeout. With 7:50 to go in the opening quarter, we will step aside for our first break with the Hawks leading 13-7 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Jan owns a home and a restaurant fusing French and Mexican cuisine. But she is fusing no more because her ovens have gone kaput. She called Alpine Credits, who sent their speedy superhero. With her business loan approved, her ovens were quickly fixed. The hero even had some of her poutine nachos. Yum! Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Whether it's towing your big toys or hauling gear for the job site, the Toyota Tundra handles it all without breaking a sweat. By the end, you'll be standing there, wishing you could high-five that truck. That's what we call being Tundra-struck. It's time to be impressed. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2025 Tundra 4x4 Crewmax SR from $150 weekly for 36 months at 4.79% with $5,800 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. First quarter, 7:50 to play. Raptors trailing the Hawks 13-7. Krejci with 6 for the Hawks. Atlanta shooting 5 of 9 from the floor, 55.6%. Toronto out of the gates at 50%, 3 of 6, but they have coughed up a couple of turnovers. Grady Dick leading the way with 3 points, his only shot of the game, a 3-ball from straight away. Raptors were down 9-7, but back-to-back possessions, the Hawks have come away with points, and they try to extend their lead to 14-7 with another free throw coming in a moment for Okongwu. Again, it's 13-7 with the Hawks leading by 6. You know, speaking of deals and whatnot, Jonesy, I wonder if Atlanta is the type of team that looks to add, considering the season they're having, and maybe elevating things a little bit quicker than they anticipated? Or do they say, no, we'll stay status quo, given the fact that our team's been playing pretty decently, we don't want to mess with whatever chemistry we've got cooking? Hawks do have a .500 record, which is only good for 8th in the East, so they might want to add.
Yeah, they might, without too much minimal disruption. Maybe you do that.
Okongwu hit the free throw. Raptors come back the other way, nearly turn it over. They get the ball back and then promptly turn it over. Barnes had his pass picked off. Krejci cross court to Trae Young, and we're going to get a kick ball. Trae Young didn't think that Jakob Poeltl got a foot on that thing. He might have a point. Maybe it hit part of his shin.
Yeah, it got part of the shin. But Trae was wide open for a jump shot, and he was upset with the official for making that call.
14-7 Hawks. Young to Daniels. Daniels went left, spins right at the free throw line, lost the ball, got it back in the paint, fires back on the perimeter to Krejci. Got a step on Dick. Stops just below the far elbow, leans in and missed the leaner off glass, picked up by the Raptors. And as they try to push ahead, Scotty Barnes is fouled by Trae Young, and he's looking for more.
Well, Scotty was looking for a transition take foul.
He's got a point.
Again, it was such a focus last year in the preseason. And
you don't play NBA 2K, do you?
No, I don't.
I'm going to tell you a 2K story about the transition take foul in a second. That some of our, well, hey, video gaming isn't just for young folks, but anybody that knows the 2K game, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about in a second when I tell you the story. Grady Dick toward the near sideline, lost the handle, fought for it, and it goes off Nance out of bounds on the side, so it'll stay with the Raptors. In 2K, after a bucket, and you inbound on the baseline, if you're the defensive team trying to pick up some pressure, if you get caught with a reach, 2K calls it a transition take. Even though like 7-8 guys are already up the floor and the possession starting, because you fouled in the backcourt, they call it a transition take. And I'm yelling at my kid every time I play. That's not a transition. Come on, what? And there's no way around it. The video game calls it every time.
Yeah, because I guess in the interpretation is it stops
the flow
of and the opportunity for
a fast
quick
break,
score,
which is why. And the reason I bring it up is Scotty Barnes had a point there.
Totally had a point.
That wasn't on an inbounds. That was he was already 20 feet up the court.
Totally had a point. And like I said, with so much focus on it last year, it's like it's disappeared this year. I've seen one called.
14-7. Raptors still trailing Barnes. Far sideline, 3-ball, no good. Daniels with the rebound for the Hawks. Bogdanovic has checked into the game for Trae Young as Young gets a bit of a breather here with his Hawks up by 7. Daniels running floater, one-hander, good. And it's a 16-7 Atlanta lead off the 9-footer from Daniels.
Yeah, it's a backdoor cut by Daniels and a clear lane on the pass by Okongwu.
And that's a 7-0 run for the Hawks as now Jamal Shed comes into the ballgame, as will Bruce Brown, Davion Mitchell, Scotty Barnes sitting down. Barnes scoreless in 6 minutes. No rebounds as well. Did have 2 assists. Mitchell, for that matter, scoreless as well. Raptors with only 7 points as a team as we approach the midway point of quarter number 1. Shed over to Poeltl, backdoor cut. R.J. Barrett wide open for the two-hand cram.
Well, Dyson Daniels got caught gambling. They went to the elbow. He thought Poeltl couldn't see him and tried to come up behind him and left R.J. wide open.
Far corner, Nance with a triple, no good. High for the rebound. Poeltl had it, but it was knocked away. Atlanta picks it up. And they say Raptors had full possession, so it's a fresh 24 for Atlanta. Bogdanovic. Right to left over to Daniels, getting into the paint. Tried to go cross-court with a pass to Okongwu, picked off by Poeltl. And now Yak will throw it ahead to Bruce Brown, across center to Barrett. Barrett along the free throw line to Poeltl. Poeltl backdoor to Shed. Shed had the ball knocked away by Nance. Raptors will now inbound from the near side with 14 on the shot clock. Garrison Matthews now going to come in for the Hawks, with Atlanta leading 16-9, 5:48 to go opening quarter. 7-point edge for Atlanta as Shed inbounds toward the near corner. Up top to Grady Dick, puts it on the floor. Got by Bogdanovich toward the baseline. He was falling, and he tried to kiss it off glass. Awkward angle, no good.
Really tough shot going the other way.
Nice find from Daniels to a cutting Okongwu, but wipe out the bucket as Okongwu is called for the charge. Barrett in there to take it in the chest, and RJ quickly looking for the ball, trying to get it in. He doesn't want the Hawks to try and review.
Ooh, it looked like... I think the Hawks are going to review that. It looked like RJ's left heel slid back onto the line of that restricted area.
I think
the
you're right,
was close, but the left one was off and then slid back. So I can see this one being overturned in Atlanta's favor.
16-9, Atlanta leading Toronto with 5:37 to go in the opening quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
With the confidence and freedom of all-wheel drive, a turbocharged engine, and tons of cargo space, the 2025 Honda CR-V was made for winter adventures. But with heated front seats, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a cozy interior, you may want to stay in its comforts a little bit longer. Lease the CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $105 weekly at 3.49% APR for 60 months with $3,500 down. OAC conditions apply. Includes $1,500 lease bonus. See HondaOntario.com.
Nobody likes January, so limber up and get on down to St. Louis Bar and Grill for all-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. When your great Uncle Leo sent you that card with a 20 in it, you may have been wondering, what am I going to do with $20? Well, sport, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to eat a lot of chicken. Ooh-wee. Because for a limited time, there's also no tax. For just $19.99, you can go to town on all the boneless you can handle.
All you can eat boneless for only $19.99. Only at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Dine in only. You are welcome.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. I don't know if you could hear in the background there with the courtside microphones, the call on the floor has been overturned. So it will be a bucket for the Atlanta Hawks. Their lead is going to grow to 18-9. We'll make it official in a couple of moments here, but unfortunately, as we talked about, and Jonesy mentioned it on the replay we saw, unfortunately, R.J. Barrett's left heel sliding back below that restricted area, so that no doubt is the correct call.
The challenge was successful. Scored a basket by Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeah, that too, and I look at R.J. trying to stand in. It kind of looked like Okongwu, when I now get a better look at it, hit R.J. in the shoulder too.
Well, at least it wasn't added salt in the wounds as Okongwu misses the free throw. That was like the double whammy, too. You not only get the bucket, but you have a foul tabbed to your player, R.J. Barrett, who just picked up his second. But Okongwu, again, misses the free throw. The running push shot in the lane, no good for Shed as it rattled a couple rims, but it came down into the hands of the Raptors, and R.J. Barrett scoops it up and in to cut the Atlanta lead to 18-11. Daniels, far wing. Hands it off to Krejci, driving, far side, got to the baseline, comes under the tin, now dribbles through the painted area, stops on a dime, finds the cutter Daniels, who scoops it up and in, plus the foul, and it's an easy bucket for the Hawks. Jonesy, that looked like Harlem Globetrotters there.
Well, the way they dribbled and kept the dribble alive, probing, going through, going into the lane, and again, not a lot of ball pressure on the passer, and a backdoor cut.
Grady kind of lost him.
Yeah, with the overplay.
Daniels misses the free throw as well, so the Raptors catch a break there. Atlanta leading by 9 for the second time. It's 20-11. Brown, Shed, Walter, Barrett, and Pirtle on the floor for the Raptors as Grady Dick checks out. Pirtle hands off to Shed on the perimeter. Shed far side now driving, got to the tin, missed the layup, and a late whistle comes in against Krejci, sending Jamal Shed to the free throw line.
Really nice job by Jamal Shed. Great hesitation dribble, and then just turning on the jets to get by Vit Krejci.
20-11, Raptors down by 9. Shed, scoreless in the game, just checked in a couple of minutes ago. His first appearance at the stripe. In fact, for the Raptors, it's their first appearance as a team. Shed's first free throw is good. Jamal Shed coming in, averaging a little more than 5 points and 3 assists per game. But for him, it's not always the offensive numbers. It's about how he plays defensively. He's become a key cog for this second unit for the Raptors as he knocks down the second free throw to pull the Raptors within 7.
I like the energy when he and Bruce Brown are on the floor together.
Daniels driving far side, cut off by Bruce Brown, fires out to the perimeter to Krejci for another 3-ball, and he's been lethal from distance for Atlanta tonight.
Yeah, got to know who he is and where he is and what he does.
3 of 3 from the perimeter. Shed stops on a dime near the block, but they're going to call a travel. Yep. Wipe out the bucket on Jamal Shed. Raptors down 10. We're going the other way. Off the Toronto turnover, their 5th. 23-10 with 4:20 to go in the opening quarter. Daniels to Capella. Capella back to Daniels. Driving. Over the shoulder pass to Capella. Easy pickoff for the Raptors. They knock the ball away and push ahead. Walter to Shed. To Jakob Poeltl. Caught the pass. Running floater no good off 1 foot. Yak came up empty. And the Hawks with the rebound. Krejci to Daniels. Daniels lobbed that one up. Nope. A little floater himself. It looked like he was looking for Capella, but just kept it himself and got the deuce.
That's a couple times he's gotten into the lane. It's 4 of 5 now. I'd like to take a look at his shot chart.
Yeah, I feel like they've all been 10 feet or less. 25-13, biggest lead of the game for the Hawks. They're up 12. Walter driving near side with the right-hand scoop. It rolled off the rim, no good. Toronto dipping down to under 40% from the floor, trailing by 12. Near sideline, Daniels has it. Up top to Krejci. Krejci calling for a screen, instead gives the pass up to Capella. Capella now trying to go to Matthews, bobbled the ball, lost the handle, and it went off his fingertips past that center stripe. It's a backcourt violation as the Raptors will get the ball.
You see what happens when you apply pressure, right? Ball pressure, good deny. A deny is no good without ball pressure. And, I mean, that's like a cornerback back there. You can't cover forever if the quarterback's got all day to throw it.
Remember a couple of games ago when I believe it was Zach Zarba wouldn't let Scotty Barnes into the ballgame?
Yeah.
Trae Young just came in to the scores table with his shirt on, with his pants on, with 2 knee braces on, and checked in while everybody waited for him to derobe and take everything off.
Selective enforcement, my favorite, especially that in-the-box rule.
25-13 near corner miss on a triple from Bogdanovic, and we go the other way. Raptors with the rebound, driving far side. Getting all the way to the tin was Jacoby Walter, but at the last second, his shot was blocked, knocked away by Roddy. It'll be out of bounds on the baseline, off Atlanta. Toronto ball, 18 on the shot clock. Roddy, Capella, Matthews, Bogdanovic, and Young. Barnes, Brown, Shed, Walter, and Robinson as Toronto gets the bucket off the inbound, and they cut the lead to 10 on the 9-footer from Bruce Brown. Toward the far side, it's Young trying to shake free from Shed. Goes over to Bogdanovic, far sideline, too strong on the triple, high for the rebound. Robinson didn't have to go that high. He is a long drink of water. Barnes, bounce pass over on the far side to Brown, dribbles to the free throw line. Tough pass in traffic to Robinson, and the Raptors turn it over.
You're better to lob that one up to the rim with Robinson and Bogdanovic.
And just like Bogdanovic just did there, he lobbed it up to Capella, who now fires into the near corner to Matthews, back to Capella. Capella going at Robinson, brought him left, came back right, missed the hook shot. Raptors pick up the rebound.
Pretty good D by Orlando Robinson.
Barnes across center with Roddy in front of him. Barnes crosses him over, gets into the paint. He thought about lobbing it up. He got away with a travel, throws into the near corner to Shed, missed it, but Robinson gets the rebound. Goes back up top to Scotty. Barnes driving into the paint. Tried to finish with a left hand. His scoop no good, left it short. Atlanta with the rebound. 1:40 to go. Hawks by 10. It's 25-15. Young to Roddy right under the tin. Great contest by Robinson and an extremely late whistle
Never mind late. I thought it was the wrong call. There's just barely any body contact. And they're going to get the foul on Robinson. I didn't think there was much.
He didn't blow the whistle until Robinson had the rebound in his hands, Jonesy. Mark Lindsay on the baseline, we see it in the replay. His fist doesn't go up into the air until Robinson has the ball in his hands.
Waiting until the result, right? If that goes in, they don't call it.
26-15. Now 27-15 as the free throws are good for Roddy. 12-point lead matches the largest of the game. Triple, a deep one is good for Toronto, and they certainly needed that one as they get it to go from Scotty Barnes. His first bucket of the game, Raptors cut it down to single digits, and Trae Young just turned it over. His lob pass picked off by Barnes. Scotty taking it himself down Main Street, and they're going to call a charge on Scotty Barnes and claim that Matthews got back and got his feet set. I don't know about that one.
Matthews was moving.
I think we're going to review that one.
Yeah, moving.
Yeah, Toronto is going to challenge. With 1:11 to go in the opening quarter, Raptors trailing by 9. Darko Rajakovic wants the officials to have a look at this one. Raptors shooting just 37% in this ballgame, Jonesy, 7 of 19, but this could be a key sequence right here to not allow the Hawks to get the ball and a chance to go back up double figures again. They're shooting 50%, and they've certainly done a solid job in terms of their perimeter play and the points in the paint. They've been getting after it right into that Raptors heart of their D.
It's pretty simple for me to look at that and say he was moving. Scotty was driving, and he was not set when Scotty moved his drive. Now, the way the NBA is going now, Darko is 11-15 this year on challenges, and I honestly believe sometimes the officials come to the scorer's table to justify a call rather than review its accuracy.
Which is why you said, and we've talked about a lot, it would be better if they just put it in the hands of the people at the replay center and take the officials on the court completely out of it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, even in slow-mo, you can see that Matthews' right leg is still moving and kind of leaning. In fact, his heel's not even on the ground, to the point that the foot was still moving. He hadn't actually come over and planted.
Be interesting to see what the interpretation is.
27-18. Atlanta leads with 1:11 to go in the opening quarter. Raptors coming off the victory over the Hawks a couple of nights ago, having won 4 of their last 5, trying to keep it going here before they come back home after the ball game and get set to host New Orleans on Monday. Here comes the official word.
After review, defender Matthews does not get into a legal guarding position in the direct path of driver Barnes at the point of contact. As a result, the ruling on the floor will be overturned to a blocking foul on Matthews. The challenge is successful, and Toronto will retain their timeout in this situation. Play will resume with Barnes shooting 2 free throws and the shot clock reset to 24.
Well, there you have it.
Mark Lindsay's he's top 3 on the explanation.
Absolutely. Clear and concise.
He's right up there with Bill Kennedy, Zach Zarba. There's a couple guys that are loving the camera when it comes time to get on the replay train.
So Scotty Barnes heads to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He's got 3 points, 2 assists, and a rebound in 8 minutes. Off to a bit of a slow start, but the Raptors as a team a little bit slow to start this ball game too. Scotty knocks down the first free throw to cut the Atlanta lead to 27-19. Barnes awaiting free throw number 2. Shooting 73.5% at the stripe this season, knocks down the second one, pulling the Raptors within 7. They were down by 12, so Toronto trying to make a muscle here late in the first quarter. Shed hounding Young, who finally gets it across center, just below the near elbow, goes back on the perimeter to Matthews. Matthews picked up by Brown. Bruce Brown all over him. And now they're going to say that Atlanta called a timeout.
He traveled. He changed his pivot foot.
Right in front of the official. Yep. Right in front of the official. He changed his pivot foot, and they didn't catch it, and then awarded Garrison Matthews with a timeout as he realized that he was pinned between the sideline and Bruce Brown with nowhere to go. So he tried to save the possession by calling for timeout with 55.4 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
And that pivot foot was sliding like he was doing the electric slide, line dancing.
Little Texas two-step right in front of the Cowboy, Bruce Brown. When are you rocking the Cowboy hat and the boots, Jonesy?
When pigs fly.
Okay.
Or somebody wants to pay me enough to rock them.
There you go. Anybody out there that wants to sponsor Jonesy for a cowboy hat and cowboy boots?
In the words of old-time wrestling, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Everybody's got a price.
Everybody's got a price.
Then you got to work on your maniacal laugh afterwards.
Everybody's got a price.
Does that mean I get to be your Virgil? To stand behind you with a stack of cash and count it out?
And the big chain with the dollar sign on it?
And I guess that means I'd be in a white satin suit with the sleeves cut off. I know everybody's waiting to see that too.
Cowboy boots. And rocking a white cowboy hat and white cowboy boots.
Raptors down 27-20, 55.4 seconds remaining in this opening frame. Atlanta coming away from their timeout. We'll see what Quinn Snyder draws up. Capella gets it into Bogdanovich on the near side inside the arc. Off a screen, finds Matthews on the perimeter, turns, fires over Walter, missed it, rebound to Scotty Barnes. Barnes brings it up across center. Nope, he drops it to Shed first, who then throws over to Bruce Brown. Brown on the logo at center. Over to Robinson, 1 foot inside the arc out on the far side. And we've got a foul away from the ball going against
Jamal Shed.
Jamal Shed? An illegal screen? What? Really? Jamal Shed really got in the way of Roddy?
David Roddy could play tight end.
He could step over Jamal Shed. Young in the lane, passed up a wide open layup and instead turned around thinking he was finding Capella and instead passed it right into the midst of Scotty Barnes, who came back into the play to cut off the pass, and then Barnes got hit from behind by Capella, and it's a foul on Capella.
Yeah, Capella grabbed the arm. Great job by Scotty. I don't know why Trae Young didn't take the layup.
Not a smart play at all by Trae Young. No assists in this opening quarter for Trae Young and only 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting. And we walk down the length of the floor. 2 free throws for Scotty Barnes, and the first one goes down. The Raptors have cut this thing to 6, so they've chopped the 12-point lead in half.
Yeah, methodically chipping away, and they've done it with some good defense.
Second free throw good as well. It's 27-22. Atlanta will have to give it up before the end of the quarter. In fact, they just gave it up right now. Another Hawks turnover as Brown picked off Trae Young's pass. And now Toronto can pretty much hold for the last shot with about maybe a 1 second differential, maybe 1.5.
Great ball pressure by Bruce Brown. His activity on defense is really, really fun to watch.
Barnes towards center. Now goes on the floor, gets by Roddy, cut off in the paint, turns, fires, missed the shot. Roddy high for the rebound. Barnes deflects the Roddy pass away, but it goes out of bounds off Barnes. It'll be Atlanta ball with 1.6 on the game clock. Atlanta inbounding deep in the backcourt toward the near sideline. Again, 1.6 seconds remain. Hawks leading by 5. Roddy gets it into Young. He got to center and he won't get off the shot as we go to the second quarter with Toronto cutting it down from 12 to 5. It's 27-22.
Not a bad response by Toronto after being down. Picked up the intensity. I'd like to see them pick up their shooting. I mean, Atlanta's playing decent defense, but Toronto's been the victims of their own demise, shooting only 35%, missing some good looks. And then with the turnovers again, 7 turnovers.
Again, it's 27-22. Hawks leading the Raptors. Second quarter comes next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
For the past couple of months, High Park Nissan, Willdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan have been helping people reduce their expenses wherever possible. And let me tell you, most of those people's existing cars were in good working order. Why did they trade in then? Try combining your payments with maintenance and fuel expenses against the possibility of a brand new Nissan lowering that bottom line. During Nissan's Winter Ready event, High Park, Willowdale, and Newmarket Nissan strive to continue to do just that.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start quarter number 2. 27-22, Atlanta leading the Raptors. Hawks shoot a hair under 48%. Raptors at an even 35, but Toronto getting it down from 12 to 5 as we get set to start this second quarter. Raptors ended the frame pretty solidly. And they start the quarter now with Barnes, Mitchell, Walter, Robinson, and Chris Boucher checking in for the first time. Young, Bogdanovich, Matthews, Capella, and Roddy for the Hawks. Mitchell, scoreless in the ballgame. Right to left to Barnes, cutting into the paint, threw it up for Robinson. His pass deflected away by the Hawks, but the Raptors pick it back up. Driving far side toward the baseline. Walter cut off, goes back on the perimeter to Mitchell. Step back, far elbow, Mitchell missed it, and the Hawks pick up the rebound. Still leading by 5, their first touch of this second quarter. Young, hounded by Mitchell, got into the paint, missed the floater, got his own rebound, though. Kicks out to Bogdanovich for 3, missed that triple. Bogey 0 for 4 off the bench, including 0 of 2 from distance. Mitchell to Barnes, far side, hands off to Walter, stepping into a 3-ball, dropping it down, and the Raptors have cut it to 2.
Good shot prep by Jacoby Walter. Little dribble handoff game with Scotty Barnes, and he was ready to shoot it.
Raptors now on a 10-0 run as Roddy came up empty. Capella couldn't squeeze the rebound. The Raptors have a chance to tie this game, maybe even take a lead. Walter to Barnes out on the far side on the wing. He's going to step into a 3, miss it, and it ricochets into the Hawks bench, and the Raptors head back the other way defensively. Scotty Jonesy just 1 of 6 to start this game, 1 of 4 from distance.
I'd like to see him go back to that mid-range game we've seen him use so effectively.
Young in the paint, foul. That should be on the floor. Hawks leading by 2. Raptors missed an opportunity to grab the lead on their last possession. So now they dig in on defense, trailing 27-25. They're actually getting them shots. That was not on the gather. No chance. No chance.
It wasn't. It was on the gather, but he wasn't shooting. He took 2 steps after that.
Second equipment, Dyson Daniels.
Well, Young knocks down the first free throw. 28-25, that ends the Raptor 10-0 run. Dyson Daniels checking back into the ball game. Roddy's going to sit down, so now it's Daniels, Young, Bogdanovich, Capella, and Matthews. Second free throw, Trae Young buries that one. Hawks lead by 4. Trae Young already up to 5th in most free throws made in Atlanta Hawks history.
Well, in this era, I'm not surprised.
29-25, a little more than 90 seconds gone by here in the second quarter. Barnes over to Mitchell on the far side. Mitchell at the far elbow now, weaves through the paint, looks for Walter, but Jacoby had vacated his spot on the perimeter, and the Raptors just turned it over. Young, well above the arc out on the wing far side, goes over to Bogey on the far sideline. gets to the elbow, and he now promptly gave it right back as Walter picks off his pass. Walter to Barnes. Barnes bumped by Daniels as he put it on the floor. It'll be sideline out of bounds for the Raptors with 19 on the shot clock.
Nice job by Scotty. Pushing the ball and catching Dyson Daniels, a pretty good defender, off balance.
The great barrier thief, one of the fantastic nicknames in today's NBA. Free ball from Robinson, came up short on that one. To be honest, I don't know if I love that shot, but in today's day and age, I guess there's a green light for everybody. 29-25, Bogdanovic misses right at the 10. You heard the big scream in the background as he came up empty with the lefty. Raptors get it down the floor, and sneaking in behind everybody was Chris Boucher to lay it in. Nice find from Jacoby Walter.
Chris Boucher was one of the last guys when the ball was rebounded at the other end. He just outran everybody.
And as the Hawks run offense,
Trae Young, one of the great deceivers
sellers
of the officials. Yeah, one of the great sellers. And if they ever decided to call a carry, he'd never be able to dribble the ball. Sometimes there's like a second and a half or 2 seconds in between dribbles when he gets that ball right at the bottom of the gets that hand right at the bottom of the ball. It's become a move. He's beating people with it. It's illegal, and it needs to be called.
Jacoby Walter picks up the foul, and he promptly sits down. Robinson right under the 10, just stuffed Capella, using all of that frame to come up with the big one for the Raptors. And back the other way, scooping it up and in on a nifty layup is Bruce Brown. The Raptors have tied the game at 29.
Again, Brown off the bench, 4 points. You have Boucher, Brown, and Shed in the ballgame. You got some energy.
Young just missed the layup. That one rolled off the rim. Atlanta now coming up empty on a lot of shots. Brown, cross court, left to right over to Boucher, and it goes off Chris's fingertips, out of bounds, turnover, Toronto.
It was tipped by Bogdanovic, and then Chris couldn't get it. It's too bad because the Raptors were in a nice position. People ran the floor, flattened it out, and Chris had a catch-and-shoot 3 waiting to go.
29 apiece. Young, turnover again. Mitchell down the other end of the floor, lays it up and in. They're so interchangeable because of the way they play, and Davion Mitchell pushes Toronto ahead by 2 at 31-29.
Great activity defensively, and I said I'd like to see the Raptors shooting percentage come up when the turnovers go down, and here they go. They were 35% after the first quarter, and you look at it right now, they're 4 for 7 in this quarter, so really good job.
And Atlanta 0 of 6.
Yeah.
Raptors on a 16-2 run, leading 31-29 with 8:42 to go in the second quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Mary, who stands 5 inches away from her 55-inch flat-screen TV and yells at it even though she knows no one on the TV can hear a word she's saying. Is it effective? There's no evidence. Do we support her? Yeah. Screaming at the TV for all 4 quarters. That's how Mary fans. And we're fans of Mary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
For the past couple of months, High Park Nissan, Willdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan have been helping people reduce their expenses wherever possible. And let me tell you, most of those people's existing cars were in good working order. Why did they trade in then? Try combining your payments with maintenance and fuel expenses against the possibility of a brand new Nissan lowering that bottom line. During Nissan's Winter Ready event, High Park, Willowdale, and Newmarket Nissan strive to continue to do just that.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 8:42 to go, second quarter. Raptors leading 31-29. Toronto in the midst of a 16-2 run after trailing by 12. The Raptors have dialed up the defense. in this second quarter. As I mentioned, going to break, holding the Hawks to 0 of 6 shooting in this frame. And suddenly the Raptors find themselves on top.
Playing with renewed energy. Getting out, turning Atlanta over, playing the defense, as you said. I like what I'm seeing from Toronto. And again, it's amazing when you have a healthy team how things suddenly start to fall in your favor.
Back into the ball game, Krejci. Trae Young getting another rest. He's had a rough night tonight. 1 of 5 for only 4 points and no assists. Matthews to Capella, stops on a dime, went left, came back right, and got a little floater to go over Chris Boucher. Tied at 31. 8:15 to go second quarter. Mitchell to Barrett. RJ 6 points in the ball game. Trying to shake free from Daniels. Bounce pass over on the near sideline to Brown. Drops it down on the post to Robinson. Robinson trying to go out of Kongwu. Cut off on the baseline and looked to go far corner to Barrett, and he was easily picked off by Daniels. To Krejci in the corner to Matthews. Sidestep, thought about the three, instead gives up to Krejci, wide open, and he buries it. No doubt about that one. 34-31. Krejci, a perfect 4 of 4 from distance tonight. Mitchell trying to answer back and does. We're locked at 34.
That's big if Mitchell can start making jump shots.
Okongwu hands off on the perimeter to Matthews, spinning away from the defender and turning into a triple and knocking it down from straight away.
Raptors were only slightly late on that one.
Atlanta leading 37-34. Mitchell to Barrett in the lane, floated up, missed the shot. Atlanta with the rebound. Hawks get the stop, come back the other way, looking to extend their lead. Bogdanovich to the cutting Daniels. Fires over to Krejci. Extra pass out to Matthews. 3-ball up, no good. Raptors dodge that one. Boucher with the rebound. He'll bring it up himself. Chris over to Barrett. RJ. Back over to Boucher on the wing near side. 3-ball up and in. Chris Boucher. Again, we're tied at 37.
Good job by Barrett on the punch dribble and getting Daniels' attention before making the pass off.
Raptors outscoring the Hawks 14-5 in terms of bench scoring. Okongwu out on the far side inside the arc. Hands off to Matthews, who turns into a 3-ball. Back rim, no good. Robinson high for the rebound. He's giving Toronto some good minutes here.
Yeah, on the defensive end.
What a pass from Mitchell to a cutting Brown far side. Missed the layup. Took some contact. No call. Here comes Daniels for the Hawks. Turns and fires out to Bogdanovich. Set the feet. Little delay. Dribbles into the lane. Got blocked by Boucher. Tracks down his own miss, though, and keeps the possession alive. Over on the far corner. Krejci up top. Daniels 3-ball. That one no good. Barrett with the rebound. And RJ sprints across center. Going straight to the tin. Left-hand scoop. Denied by Krejci with the contest. He got the block. Here come the Hawks now. Daniels. Cut off by Brown. Goes out to Matthews. Over to Krejci, far sideline. Step back, triple up, no good. Rebound. Okongwu comes flying in and puts it back in the tin over the outstretched arm of Robinson.
Atlanta 1 for their last 6. They missed 5 threes before the putback by Okongwu.
Atlanta still shooting just 37%, but they now lead by 2, and Darko wants a timeout.
Raptors actually doing a pretty good job. They need some more rebounds. It's almost even, but the last few, Atlanta have been getting their hand on the ball, trying to get extra possessions. Toronto's got to close possessions with rebounds.
39-37. Atlanta leading Toronto by 2 with 5:36 to go in the second quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I am a superhero. I love helping people consolidate their debts, and that's what I did for the Smiths. I took their bills and zoom, wha-bam, zap, turn them into one low monthly payment. No, the sound's not necessary, but it's part of the fun.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
For the past couple of months, High Park Nissan, Willdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan have been helping people reduce their expenses wherever possible. And let me tell you, most of those people's existing cars were in good working order. Why did they trade in then? Try combining your payments with maintenance and fuel expenses against the possibility of a brand new Nissan lowering that bottom line. During Nissan's Winter Ready event, High Park, Willowdale, and Newmarket Nissan strive to continue to do just that.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Second quarter, 5:36 to play until halftime. Raptors trailing 39-37. But a much better second quarter for the Raptors, and it really started late first quarter, and the Raptors carried momentum into this second frame. Toronto really balancing things out tonight, Jonesy. No player on the Raptors squad in double figures yet. 2 for the Hawks. Okongwu's got 10. Krejci's got 12, but the Raptors really spreading it out.
Yeah, they are doing a nice job. And again, when you're healthy and you've got more people to help you attack, let's see how it continues to work for Toronto. I mean, they were down 12 in this game and have come back and actually had a lead, and they're right back in it. And I think your depth isn't as tested as much when you're deeper. Things get spread out. More guys in the ball game gives Darko different combinations. You know, he's got 3 starters on the floor now with Grady, Jakob, and RJ. Well, let's see how it works.
With Shed and Boucher rounding out the 5. Shed in the paint, bounced it to Pirtle, tried to go near corner to Barrett, deflected away by Atlanta. It'll stay with the Raptors with 9 on the shot clock.
Atlanta in a bit of a zone there. And the Raptors had the right idea. The pass just deflected out of bounds.
Shed will inbound in the corner, the near corner. Looking for somebody as he finally gets it into Pirtle, who hands it back to Shed on the perimeter. Shed with 6 on the shot clock, got in toward the paint, goes up top. Wide open look for Chris Boucher, and he made him pay. The triple is good, and the Raptors lead by 1.
Chris always ready to shoot that thing, knowing the shot clock was running down. Great shot prep.
Daniels, left to right, cross court to Nance. Nance to Krejci on the perimeter. Grady Dick in front of him. They're trying to get it back to Nance. He's got some size on Barrett. Krejci to Nance on the right block. Nance to a cutting Daniels. Lost handle, got it back. Bobbled around, picked up by Nance, then blocked by Pirtle. And it's a shot clock violation. The Raptors were dialed in defensively there.
Really good job. Good activity. And Pirtle stepping up to make the block.
40-39, Raptors leading by 1, 4:49 to go until half. Shed to Grady, turning the corner on the far side, cut off near the block, turns, fires on the fade, left it well short, might have barely grazed the iron. Either way, Atlanta's got the ball. Daniels across center, tried to cross up Grady, and Dick gets called for the little touch foul. It'll be Atlanta ball on the far side. Grady picking up his 3rd foul.
Yeah, got to give some room there, but I give Grady credit at least for being there and trying to contain the dribble.
4:33 to go until half. Daniels with Barrett in front of him. Goes over to Okongwu above the free throw line to Trae Young below, the far elbow. And a one-hand, 1-foot floater goes for Trae Young. Just his 2nd bucket of the game.
Really skilled shot. Really skilled shot by Trae Young.
41-40. Atlanta jumps on top by 1. Pirtle. Lob pass to a cutting Chris Boucher, who caught it with one hand, then guided it back down into the tin on a 2-hand alley-oop cram. How about that athleticism?
Great pass by Pirtle, too. No air under it. It was like a straight line pass.
Nance back the other way, misses the dunk from the left block, and the Raptors pick up the rebound, push the other way. Grady on the far side to Barrett down Main Street. The bucket and the foul, and a 3-point opportunity coming for R.J. Barrett.
Well, good call by the outside official, Nate Green. I mean, Mark Lindsay was right there and didn't see it. Again, a bit of a late call, but R.J. was indeed chopped, and he'll get a chance for a 3-point play.
Jones, I'm still reeling over that bucket from Chris Boucher as well. He's got 10 points in the quarter in 8 minutes.
Yeah, really nice job, Chris. Again, you know, he's a guy that, I've said it before, comes off the bench with the energy, ready to play, ready to shoot. Things may not always go well for him, but it won't be for lack of effort. He'll be out there giving you everything he has.
Barrett missed the free throw. Raptors leading by 3. It's their largest lead of the game. 3:34 to go until halftime. Daniels with a dangerous over-the-shoulder no-look pass, and it ends up falling into the midst of Okongwu, who lays it up and in.
Total luck.
Yep.
Total fluke on that one.
4 Raptors were all around the ball, and somehow that no-looker got through for the Hawks. Raptors back the other way, still leading by 1. Barnes straight away, got by Nance. Turnaround at the free throw line, rim, glass, and in for Scotty Barnes.
That's what I like to see from Scotty. Back it down, get a foot, maybe 2 in the paint, and just shoot over people. Big boy them. We've seen him for years walk guys down there and do that. And for some reason or other, I know it's the way the game is now, he's got this fascination with the 3 at times. Get off that. Get into the office and do some work.
Atlanta just turned it over again, Jonesy, as they came down the floor. This one on Daniels. The 10th turnover of the game by the Hawks. And the Raptors back the other way. Barnes fouled on a jump shot, and he's going to the free throw line.
Great action with him and Pirtle. Scotty has the ball in the lane, 1 foot in the paint, and fouled by Nance. That's, he starts off, he's only 2 of 7, but
starting to fill it up.
Yeah, he's getting to the he's got
getting to the line.
4-4. Just get inside, make things happen. You're more apt to get fouled on the inside, taking it to the basket, trying to back people down, turn around, jump shots, jump hooks. You're going to have contact.
Makes the first free throw, extends the lead to 4, largest lead of the game for the Raptors. And now some confusion as to who's coming in, who's going out, and what the guard assignments are. As Brown comes in for Boucher. Scotty hits the free throw. He's perfect at the stripe, 6 of 6. He's now up to 11 points in the ball game. And the Raptors lead by 5 with 2:45 to go until half. Daniels hands off far side on the perimeter to Nance, back to Daniels. Daniels inside the arc trying to drive on Barnes, fires a pass, cross court. A Kongwu 3 ball is good from the near sideline.
I give him that. I know that it was wide open, and as you said, Eric, this is the way the game's being played. The guy's shooting 25%.
Yeah, roll the dice. 48-46, the Raptor lead is cut to 2. Shed stops on a dime, goes cross court with the pass right to left to a wide open R.J. Barrett, who buries the triple.
Great shot prep by R.J. and the ball delivered at the right time.
51-46. 2:06 to go until half. Trae Young carried the ball, stops on a dime, elevates for a 3, missed it. Pirtle with a great box out, grabs the rebound, and the Raptors push ahead. Barnes toward the far side, on the wing. Thought about the 3, goes up top to Shed, wide open 3 ball. Jamal Shed, too strong, back rim. Rebound though to R.J. Barrett, fresh 14. Back out to Shed, driving into the paint, got by Krejci, scoops it up and in, plus the foul. 3-point opportunity coming for Jamal Shed.
Low man wins. Krejci was in front of him. They were even. Jamal dipped that left shoulder with a long step and got inside of Krejci. And that time, it's lights out. At that time, it's say goodnight. Say goodnight. And great drive by Jamal. As I said, you take that step and you're even. Get that shoulder down. The guy's on your hip. He's got no chance.
Shed at the stripe, knocks down the free throw. And the Raptors push ahead 54-46. A 20-point swing in this game already after trailing by 12, now leading by 8. Young in the lane, misses with a left-hand scoop. That's usually money in the bank for him. Rough night continues, 2 of 9. Raptors with the rebound down the floor. Barnes to the 10. Cut off by a Kongwu. And now Atlanta picks up the ball. Trae Young didn't even get to half. And they find him in the backcourt. He lays it up and in, and that cuts the Raptor lead to 6.
And Trae Young just got a technical.
What's he complaining about?
A little bit too much to say to referee Nate Green.
I don't even understand what his complaint's about, though. He didn't get fouled, and the last time down the floor, he didn't get fouled either. He just blew a layup. Scotty Barnes going to take the free throw for the Raptors on the technical against Trae Young. Now 3 of 9 Young. 8 points, no assists, 3 rebounds in the game. Barnes hits the free throw, extends the Raptor lead to 7 at 55-48 with just 1:19 to go until half.
Trae Young on the play before wanted a foul call. He had released the ball when they hit him. Had no impact on the shot going in or not.
Davion Mitchell Back in the ball game across center. Gives it up to Barnes over to Pirtle at the far elbow extended. Cross court on the near wing to Mitchell. 3-ball. Davion. Rim. Glass rim. And it hit the rim twice actually on the second time. Nearly went down, but it rolls off and into the hands of the Hawks. Under a minute to go. Young to Okongwu to Nance to Krejci. They whip it around the perimeter. Missing the 3-ball was Krejci. Brown tracks down the rebound. Pushes ahead to Mitchell. Far sideline. It's now Barnes. Scotty over on the baseline. Far side to Brown at the elbow to Pirtle. Hit by Daniels. No call. Atlanta picks up the ball. The 11th turnover by the Raptors as Krejci holds it right now. Hawks will have to give it up before the end of the quarter. Krejci on the far side passes to Daniels. Daniels drives into the painted area. Now goes cross court to Okongwu to Nance on the wing near side. 3 left short. Barnes battling for it off his fingertips. Did it hit Krejci as well or not? Nope, they're going to say Atlanta ball. 14 on the shot clock for the Hawks. 22.6 on the game clock.
Bruce Brown doing a really nice job of locking up Trae Young on that possession to the point where Young was just complaining for a foul and stayed out of the action.
Young inbounding from the baseline. And a 5-second violation or a foul on Toronto?
I'm going to call a foul before the ball was in. And it's just unfortunate that Dyson Daniels got tied up. Bruce Brown grabbed him. I mean, I think on that play, if you're Bruce Brown, you don't foul. Daniels might have been coming open, but you did have a guy in Jakob Pirtle standing in the lane ready to help.
See if it meets the criteria for off-ball timing.
Now they're checking to see if it meets the criteria for off-ball timing because the ball was in the air, but was it released before or after the whistle was blown for the foul against Bruce Brown?
That's a foul before the inbound. We get a look at the replay.
So it'll be a free throw and the ball. Raptors leading by 7. The lead was as high as 8. Daniele Franceschi coming up with our halftime show. Halftime will hit in 22.6 seconds of game time. We'll see how much real time it takes to get there. Raptors getting 12 points tonight from Scotty Barnes, 11 from R.J. Barrett. On the other side, Krejci's got 12. Leading scorer in the ballgame, Okongwu, with 15. And check the out-of-town scoreboard quickly as well, Jonesy. Finals in the association. Indiana blows out San Antonio in Paris, 136-98. Denver loses big time to Minnesota, 133-104.
After review, defender Brown commits illegal contact prior to the release of the throw-in. As a result, the ruling on the foul will be upgraded to an away-from-the-play foul. Atlanta will shoot 1 free throw, and shot clock will remain at 14.
There you go. As we called it, and we just made it official. The other final in the association, Boston beating Dallas 122-107, and a whole ton of games going on as we speak. A couple of late ones. 9 o'clock, Washington in Phoenix. 10:30, Milwaukee in L.A. to face the Clippers. The Lakers and Warriors just tipped off moments ago, but by my count, I believe there are 14 games in the association, so only 2 teams not playing tonight.
Oklahoma City plays tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I don't think they wanted to compete with the NFL.
Well,
Championship Sunday, Conference Championship Sunday.
Yeah, everybody and their uncle is going to be watching the Chiefs and the Bills. With all due respect to the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Hawks missed the free throw as Trae Young couldn't come up with it, and then the Hawks come up empty on their offensive possession in terms of another turnover credited to Dyson Daniels. Now 11 turnovers for the Hawks in the first half. Last shot time for the Raptors. Mitchell to Barnes, 3-ball, good if it goes, no good. Rebound to the Hawks. At center court, Young squeezes one off. It goes down, and did he get it off?
No.
I don't know if he did. You're saying no. I think it was real close, Jonesy. I think he might have. We shall see.
I thought it was in his hand.
You called it.
Yeah.
It was just barely in his hands. You called it as Young hits the half-court heave, but it was still in his hands as the clock hit zeros. So the Raptors will lead by 7 going to the third quarter.
Nice job in the second quarter by Toronto. Cutting down on the turnovers, getting some great play off the bench, and Their defense has Atlanta under 40 points. And when we talk about their own offense, Eric, finally starting to make a few shots.
55-48. Raptors lead the Hawks again. Daniele Franceschi comes up with our halftime show, and then Jonesy and I return for second half action on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your
When the Raptors and Hawks play January 25th, I won't be here. Go Raptors, go! Hey basketball fans, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight here on Toronto Sports Insider while we listen to the Raptors take on whoever they're taking on tonight. We really appreciate you being here, hanging out with us, chatting it up. Cheering on We the North. We need all the help we can get this season. It has not been a good season so far. Please share this link out as well. We're trying to build a community of Raptors fans here. That we got it with the Leafs. We've got it with the Blue Jays too, but it doesn't help when the team isn't doing so hot. But hey, we're working on it. Raptors are working on it. We'll see you back in the chat. Go, We the North, go. Thank you for being here and hitting that like button. What's up, Raptors fans? How we doing? January 25th, the Raptors and the Hawks right here at State Farm Arena. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Please make sure to hit that like button down the bottom. Come on, We the North. I can't hear you. We need you in the chat. We got to beat the Hawks tonight. Let's get back to the basketball. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting that like button and hitting that subscribe button if you're new. Go Raps, go. We the North. I can't hear you.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Hurdle, lob pass to a cutting Chris Boucher, who caught it with one hand, then guided it back down into the tin on a two-hand alley-oop cram. How about that athleticism?
Great pass by Pirtle, too. No air under it. It was like a straight line pass.
Who doesn't love a good big-to-big alley-oop? Throw it up, throw it down. That's what Jakob Pirtle and Chris Boucher did in the first half, connecting on a pretty sick alley-oop jam. The Raptors currently leading the Atlanta Hawks 55-48, looking to make it a clean sweep in hot Atlanta over the last 3 days. Welcome into our Raptors halftime show, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game in the new CRV Touring Hybrid. Daniele Franceschi with you as the Raptors take a 7-point lead into the halftime locker room. Let's take a peek at our halftime box score, where things stand. You heard Chris Boucher. We bumpered in with that highlight for good reason, because Bouch continues to do his thing for the Raptors. Coming off the bench, providing a spark. He's in double figures already. 10 points in 9 minutes of action. Perfect 4 for 4 from the field. Chris Boucher, the spark plug off the bench for the Toronto Raptors. And, of course, the usual suspects also contributing. Scotty Barnes, 12 points. Struggling from the field a little bit in that opening half. Only 2 of 9 in terms of the field goal department. 1 of 5 from deep, but doing a lot of damage at the charity stripe. 7 for 7 at the line. 4 assists, 3 rebounds for Scotty Barnes. RJ Barrett, efficient. Very efficient. 11 points, 5 of 7 from the field. 6 rebounds as well. Pretty balanced all around. And if you look at the box score right now, it's the bench. The bench is what has given the Raptors this advantage through 24 minutes. They're outscoring Atlanta 22-5 in that department. Also helps that after a first quarter that was plagued by some turnovers, the Raptors decided to take care of the basketball, and it has put them in a favorable position as they are trying to take care of a 7-point lead going into the second half of action down in Atlanta. Trae Young, fairly quiet opening half for him. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 of 9 from the field. He has struggled to find his rhythm, particularly shooting the 3 ball. 0 for so far in that department. A rarity for Trae Young, as we know, a guy that can stretch the floor and do damage. And how about Onyeka Okongwu? Yeah, the old Chino Hills man, part of one of the true high school, special high school basketball dynasties of all time over at Chino Hills. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, doing a little bit of everything for the Atlanta Hawks. 6 of 7 from the field. Very, very efficient, very impactful opening half for Onyeka Okongwu, a.k.a. Big O, doing his thing for the Hawks. All right, let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll check in on our NBA out-of-town scoreboard. Busy one in the association today, 14 games on the schedule. We'll also tell you what's going on with the Leafs and Senators in Ottawa. Battle of Ontario action on a Saturday night. Raps in action, Leafs in action. Doesn't get much better than that. You're currently listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bag on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet app.
Picture this, a snowy morning, and you're staring at where your driveway used to be. Your neighbor's Toyota RAV4 with all-wheel drive cruises by unfazed, making winter look easy. You're thinking, that should be me. Yes, it should. It's time to upgrade your winter. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2025 RAV4 LE all-wheel drive from $104 weekly for 36 months at 5.79% with $2,500 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
Nobody likes January, so limber up and get on down to St. Louis Bar and Grill for all-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. When your great Uncle Leo sends you that card with a 20 in it, you may have been wondering, what am I going to do with $20? Well, sport, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to eat a lot of chicken. Ooh-wee. Because for a limited time, there's also no tax. For just $19.99, you can go to town on all the boneless you can handle.
All you can eat boneless for only $19.99. Only at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Dine in only. You are welcome.
For the past couple of months, High Park Nissan, Willdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan have been helping people reduce their expenses wherever possible. And let me tell you, most of those people's existing cars were in good working order. Why did they trade in then? Try combining your payments with maintenance and fuel expenses against the possibility of a brand new Nissan lowering that bottom line. During Nissan's Winter Ready event, High Park, Willowdale, and Newmarket Nissan strive to continue to do just that.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back inside our Sportsnet studios here in downtown Toronto. Daniele Franceschi with you for a few more minutes as the Raptors get set to take a 7-point lead into the second half of this ball game tonight against the Atlanta Hawks. 55-48, your halftime score. The Raptors in front, looking to complete a clean sweep down in Atlanta. Picked up a win on Thursday night, hoping to do the same tonight for a team that's now won 4 of their last 5 games. Don't let them get hot, folks. Don't let these Raptors get hot, I suppose. But credit to the Raptors so far in this ball game. 7 turnovers in the first quarter. Only 4 in the second quarter. And as we sit here at the halftime break, it's 11 turnovers apiece. So they've done a good job of mitigating those and establishing a lead through that second quarter, where they played some really good basketball. Despite not having Scotty Barnes shooting very well from the field, still looking at just a really balanced contribution across the board from a variety of different individuals. Bruce Brown, Jamal Shedd, Chris Boucher, Orlando Robinson has occupied 10 minutes tonight. He's been in the game for 10 minutes. Of course, he getting that opportunity as a product of Kelly Olynyk being sidelined due to injury. But the Raptors take this 7-point lead into the second half. Let's check in on what's going on around the NBA on this Saturday evening. Some games have already gone final. The ones that are still currently ongoing, we have the Pistons and the Magic locked in a close one as second half action is underway in Orlando. The Hornets currently with a 22-point lead over the New Orleans Pelicans, a battle of two teams that are in the same orbit as the Raptors in terms of their lottery odds and what they're trying to play for at this juncture. Charlotte up quite with a significant margin there in the fourth quarter. And then the Miami Heat, without Jimmy Butler, are they going to win a basketball game? Looks that way. They're up by 8 late in this one against the Brooklyn Nets, who, by the way, tonight retired Vince Carter's number 15. So they honored and celebrated Vince Carter. Of course, as we remember, back in November, the Raptors also did the same. And we have a late game tipping off at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. It's the Bucks and Clippers rounding out today's 14-game slate. Eric Smith, Paul Jones, they have second half action coming your way in mere moments. The Raptors leading 55-48, looking to take this 7-point halftime lead and convert it into a victory. You're listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca. Enjoy the second half, everybody.
Nobody likes January, so limber up and get on down to St. Louis Bar and Grill for all-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. When your great Uncle Leo sends you that card with a 20 in it, you may have been wondering, what am I going to do with $20? Well, sport, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to eat a lot of chicken. Ooh-wee! Because for a limited time, there's also no tax. For just $19.99, you can go to town on all the boneless you can handle.
All you can eat boneless for only $19.99. Only at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Dine in only. You are welcome.
It's Jumpstart January at Aaronwood Ford. F-150s just $135 a week. Mavericks $83. Escapes just $92 a week. Basically all the cars you want to drive in 2025. And with our Jumpstart January prices, buying's easier than hitting snooze on a Monday morning. Don't pay more at some other Ford store. Start the year right in the car you want at a price you'll love. And remember, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy ours. Find it all at aaronwoodford.com.
The snow conditions are here for what will be a great snowmobile season. And what could make it even better? How about the best offers we've ever had on Ski-Doo and Lynx snowmobiles? Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. Our best promotions are on. Choose 0% financing for 5 years or rebates of up to $3,000 off, or choose no payment for 6 months on all 2024 or 2025 Ski-Doos. The choice is yours, and the savings are the best we've ever had. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today and ride now.
Whether it's towing your big toys or hauling gear for the job site, the Toyota Tundra handles it all without breaking a sweat. By the end, you'll be standing there, wishing you could high-five that truck. That's what we call being Tundra-struck. It's time to be impressed. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2025 Tundra 4x4 Crewmax SR from $150 weekly for 36 months at 4.79% with $5,800 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
You there, have you tried Subway's new Snackwich bundles?
Whoa, you're a bundle of energy.
But they're just $5.
Okay, chill.
There will be no chill. Get a toasty turkey ranch Snackwich with crispy potato rings. It's a bundle of a deal.
Oh, sounds tasty.
Or a hearty soup with a honey mustard ham Snackwich on ciabatta. It tastes like a bundle of joy.
Yes, I get it.
It's delicious and $5 at Subway.
Okay, bundle me in.
Price and participation may vary. Extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires February 16, 2025.
Are you going to say it?
Yes way.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second half. Halftime in the books with the Raptors leading 55-48. And we'll see if the Raptors can keep momentum going here in this third quarter. Toronto scoring Atlanta 33-21 in quarter number 2. And their comeback really started late first, and the Raptors did a solid job of carrying that right on through into the second 12-minute frame. Raptors getting 12 points from Scotty Barnes in the first half, 11 from R.J. Barrett, 15, the high man, Okongwu for the Hawks.
Halfway home, and Toronto's done a really nice job, Eric, as you pointed out. Some of the numbers. It's a matter of keeping it going now. If you're Toronto, again, they kind of cut down on the turnovers. They did a better job defensively. See if they can keep this thing going in the second half.
Scotty Barnes will bring it up across center for the Raptors to start this second half. Barnes over to Grady Dick, hands it back to Scotty. Scotty on the far side, dribbling inside the arc. Looking to give it up. Nobody there. He finally finds Davion Mitchell. Mitchell cut off on the perimeter by Trae Young, finds Grady Dick straight away. Shot clock down to 3 as Grady got into the lane, ran right into Larry Nance, and it'll be a charge on Grady, his 4th foul of the game, just 20 seconds into the third quarter, and he comes up a little bit gimpy.
Larry Nance, a solid guy. Solid guy. That was a bang play. Boy, I don't know.
Leaning,
yeah. They just default now, calling things a certain way.
Krejci handing it off to Nance. Looks like for now Grady Dick's going to stay in the ballgame with those 4 fouls. Dyson Daniels driving far side, fires into the far corner to Okongwu. 3-ball, no good. Nance with the rebound, hands it to Daniels. Quick flick of the wrist, missed that one. Atlanta gets it back again. We'll see if third time is the charm. Nance gets it out to Trae Young. Young again carried the ball, got into the paint, tried to give it up to Daniels, who missed the pass, turned it over, goes into the Hawks bench, and the Raptors will get the ball. Atlanta with 12 turnovers in the game.
I really think, Eric, you're pointing it out. They've really got to crack down on some of this stuff. I had a message from a friend of mine, former university coach in Canada, that said, do they not call traveling or carrying anymore in the NBA? I said, no, they don't.
55-48, the Raptors leading by 7. Davion Mitchell got hammered in the lane by Okongwu, but they say play on, and the pass off Okongwu out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Raptors. 12 on the shot clock. Bruce Brown has checked in for Grady Dick with those 4 fouls. Brown has it right now, lost the handle, picked up by Atlanta. Toronto now with 13 turnovers. Here come the Hawks. Nance to the tin, and a soft little dunk or layup for Larry Nance cuts the Raptor lead to 5. Barnes back the other way, trying to find Pirtle. Dangerous pass picked off.
Got airborne. He was one man amongst 3 Hawks, tried to find Pirtle.
And Atlanta converts. No, they don't. Krejci just blew the layup, and the Raptors grab the rebound. Here comes R.J. Barrett down Main Street. Fires out on the sideline to Scotty Barnes. He wanted Bruce Brown to cut, but Brown stayed on the perimeter. Brown now gives it to Pirtle. Over on the near side to Barrett. Barrett trying to shake and go at Nance. Curls into the lane, goes straight to the tin and lays it in.
Nance upset with Okongwu. Thought he was going to get help because Okongwu was standing in the lane kind of guarding Pirtle, and he stuck to him. Allowed RJ to get a lane.
57-50, Raptors again lead by 7. Nance went right, spins back left, stays in the lane, finally gets out, gave it up to Daniels to Okongwu. Okongwu on the perimeter far side, hands off to Krejci. Krejci, hounded by Brown, goes cross court right to left to Nance, who missed it, and it's a shot clock violation against Atlanta. The Raptors digging in on D again.
Yeah, I thought Scotty might even have got a piece of that one from Larry Nance. That said, Raptors, you called it, Eric, digging in, guarding good individual defense, and Davion Mitchell just sticking to Trae Young wherever he is, not letting him get a look. There's some frustration coming out of Trae Young. 3 of 9, hasn't made a 3.
And that's going to be a foul on Okongwu on the floor. Bruce Brown missed a triple, but Okongwu didn't box out Pirtle, held him with one arm. And as Yak and Okongwu were battling for the rebound, they're going to get Atlanta with the foul. It'll be Raptor ball and a fresh 14. 9:34 to go here in the third quarter. Barnes gets it into Brown. Brown dips around a screen set by Pirtle, got below the free throw line, turns, fires, missed the shot. Nance with the rebound. Brown off the bench, 2 of 5 in the ballgame, has 4 points. Young back for Atlanta, weaving along the free throw line, gives it back to Okongwu, turns, fires, missed the shot, but a bump on the release and it's going to be a foul against Davion Mitchell.
Good recognition there by Atlanta, recognizing the big being guarded by the little.
So Okongwu goes to the free throw line. Again, the leading scorer in the ballgame on either side. He's 6 of 8 from the floor, including 2 of 3 now, 3 of 4 at the stripe. 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Jonesy, we were talking on NBA TV Canada a couple days ago about his insertion into the starting lineup with Clint Capella coming off the bench now, and it's hard to argue with what Okongwu was doing certainly tonight with now 17, 7, and 5.
Yeah, he's played well. I mean, Capella had the knee injury, and they usually say that you don't lose it thanks to injury, but
R.J. Barrett 3-ball. Trade 2 for 3, and the Raptors take an 8-point lead, matching their largest lead of the game.
Right, nice job. Again, R.J. wide open on the 3. Atlanta, not a good defensive team, and they're showing you that right now.
We've got a foul on the floor going against Davion Mitchell. That's going to be his second. Sideline out of bounds for the Hawks with 18 on the shot clock. Young gets it into Okongwu. Okongwu hands it off to Daniels. Daniels thought about the 3, now puts it on the floor, trying to drive on Barrett. Cut off on the block far side. Finds Okongwu, passes back to Nance, and he got those feet moving. That's going to be a travel and a turnover on Atlanta. They're 14th.
Nothing there. RJ stopped Daniels one-on-one. Pirtle stops Okongwu one-on-one. Nance gets the ball late in the clock, forced to walk. When you don't have to help, your defense becomes so much better.
And the Raptors get denied. Or no, excuse me. They are going to credit the bucket to Barnes. I couldn't really tell, Jonesy, with the reaction from Barnes. I thought they were wiping out the bucket for a second.
I think he got hit in the face, actually, when he went drifting by to lay it in.
So the Raptors go up 10, but promptly give up a 3-ball to Young on the other end. So the 10-point lead, very short-lived. It's down to 7. Barnes has it back again for the Raptors. Far elbow jumper up and clean, Scotty Barnes.
Love the mid-range, love the midi by Scott. Scotty Barnes, a 16-footer off the elbow there. That's his office, man.
Raptors leading 64-55. Young in the lane. Gives it up to Okongwu. Okongwu tried to dip in and scoop one around Scotty, and he denied him with a big-time swat. Raptors off the defense, come the other way. Mitchell, far sideline. 3 balls good for RJ. Raptors open up a 12-point lead.
Great job. Mitchell with the cross-court pass, and again, RJ's shot preparation impeccable, and the pass by Mitchell right there in the shooting pocket. Toronto looks good coming out of the gate in this third quarter.
67-55. Raptors leading the Hawks with 7:47 to go in quarter number 3. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Gary, who lies with reckless abandon every time he's invited out on game night, so he doesn't have to miss game night. Sorry, it's mating season for my pet squid. My e-scooter is out of gas. I ate a beanless burrito. My shoulder blade feels dull. I'm traveling to the 16th century? That's how Gary fans. And we're fans of Gary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
With the confidence and freedom of all-wheel drive, a turbocharged engine, and tons of cargo space, the 2025 Honda CR-V was made for winter adventures. But with heated front seats, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a cozy interior, you may want to stay in its comforts a little bit longer. Lease the CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $105 weekly at 3.49% APR for 60 months with $3,500 down. OAC conditions apply. Includes $1,500 lease bonus. See HondaOntario.com.
You built your business from the ground up. Now let Rogers Sports and Media take it to new heights. Book your next radio or podcast advertising campaign with Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple to use. We'll even give you a $250 ad credit to build your first campaign today. And your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com to claim your ad credit today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter, 7:47 to play. The Raptors leading 67-55. Jonesy, what's been the biggest difference in this comeback for the Raptors? They were down 12. They now lead by 12, and this all started in the last couple of minutes of quarter number one.
They started to slow down the turnovers. They had what? First quarter, I'm just looking for my stat sheet here. First quarter,
they
had seven turnovers. They've had 7 the rest of the way. So they slowed down with the turnovers. I told you, Atlanta, not a good team defensively. Opponent's field goal percentage, 27th in the NBA, allowing 48%. To right where the Raptors are now. So they picked up their shooting. They've held Atlanta under 40%. So the confluence of all those things has given Toronto a 12-point lead.
Daniels for the Hawks gives it up to Young. Well above the arc on the near side. Mitchell's on his right hip. Young stops his dribble. Has to give it up to Okongwu. Back to Young. Young now out on the far side. Hands off to Krejci. Steps into a 3-ball. Missed it. Rebound comes down to R.J. Barrett. Big
time here for Eric for Toronto to kind of create some distance, put some money in the bank.
Barrett with 7 rebounds in the game. Mitchell to Barnes. Near sideline. Brown trying to drive on Daniels. Cut off. Gives it up on the baseline to Jakob Poeltl, trying to go at Krejci, and he does. Walked him down, then dipped the shoulder and gave him the up and under. Laid it up and in. Raptors lead by 14. Under 7 minutes to go. And the Hawks just turned the ball over. 69-55, the 14th turnover of the game. Trae Young was the one to cop that one up. Brown spinning at the right block, lost the handle. He was hounded by Young and Okongwu, and the Raptors just gave up their 15th turnover. Young to Daniels, kick it out to the perimeter. Wide open Krejci 3-ball, no good. After starting the game 4 of 4 from distance, he's 0 for his last 4. Far corner, R.J. Barrett 3, missed that one. Okongwu with the rebound. Fires it ahead to Trae Young across center. Young, cross court, over to Nance on the wing far side. Stepped into that 3-ball, no good, back rim. Atlanta shooting 35%.
Some of them just missing good looks, but then again, Larry Nance, that's not really the shot I don't think Atlanta wants consistently from him.
Krejci just blocked Bruce Brown, so the Raptors with an empty trip. Here come the Hawks. Young on the perimeter, hounded by Mitchell, and another extremely late whistle from the official on the baseline. The other official standing right in front of a play that wasn't blocked out, did not blow his whistle.
He just saw the reaction.
You're kidding me.
The other, Nate Green called the reaction. Trae Young was not making a basketball play.
Joke.
I'm tired of players deceiving officials. I just, it doesn't work for me anymore. It doesn't work. Guys are deceiving the officials, making non-basketball plays. They're playing to get calls rather than playing to get baskets.
So Trae Young gets the gift. As he goes to the free throw line for 3. Knocks down the first one. Raptors leading 69-56. Mitchell's going to check out of the ball game. Looks like Scotty Barnes going to get a breather as well. We'll clean up the lineups in a moment. Young misses the second free throw. Does that count as ball don't lie if you miss at least one of the 3?
Yeah, it should. It should. Trae Young is so frustrated right now by the Raptors. He is just begging to get calls rather than anything else. He missed 2 of 3. 2 of 3.
And on top of that, Jonesy, how about leading the NBA in assists at just shy of 12 per game? He has none tonight. Not one assist in the game.
Hard to get assists when your team can't make shots.
69-56, make it 71-56, plus the foul, and a 3-point opportunity coming for Jacoby Walter as the Rook hit a lean back from below the free throw line. The Fat Joe special sends him to the stripe.
I didn't think there was much contact, but...
Take it and run.
Yeah. Bogdanovic had a left hand on him, but... I guess that evens up for what they called at the other end.
Missed the free throw, so the lead stays at 15. 71-56, largest of the game. And Daniels just turned it over again for the Hawks. Barrett to Walter. Lays it up and in. Dangerous pass on the bounce, but it got through, and the Raptors get the deuce to lead by 17.
Same lane bounce pass, and Jacoby did a nice job of gathering it in.
Raptors in the midst of a 16-4 run over the last 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Krejci out to a wide-open Daniels. Three ball is good. Chops the Raptor lead down to 14.
Raptors helping on the dribble that time. Left Daniels open.
73-59. 4:50 to go, third quarter. Left to right, cross court. Brown over to Shed. Shed dips behind the Pirtle screen, goes back to Brown. Nope, picked off by Krejci. 16th turnover by the Raptors. Atlanta with 15. Kongwu to Krejci, turns the corner into the paint. Fouled on a scoop shot attempt. He's going to go to the free throw line for two, and the foul will be whistled against Bruce Brown.
Well, the Raptors have done a really nice job of last 2 or 3 possessions kind of guarding their own and not forcing any kind of help. And that time, just a slight hesitation by Krejci froze Bruce Brown, and then he went by him on the dribble.
Getting word, Jonesy, from around the association that Dallas dealing with another injury as Maxi Kleber has suffered a broken right foot and will be out for an extended period of time for the Dallas Mavericks.
Wow.
Another team to keep your eye on with the deadline approaching, considering some of their woes and issues that they've had as they look to make another run to and hopefully win the NBA championship.
Now they're still playing without Luka, and that is going to be tough.
Couple of free throws good for Krejci. Chops the Raptor lead down to 12. Back the other way, R.J. Barrett is fouled on a drive. On the far side, he was going with that left-hand scoop. He got hit, took out a camera person on the baseline. Looks like that dude is okay. R.J. checks in on him, and Barrett's going to promptly walk to the free throw line for attempts 2 and 3 in this ball game. He's got 19 points with 0 free throws. 19 points on 11 shots.
It's kind of amazing that RJ doesn't get more free throw attempts with a guy that gets down, as a guy who gets downhill, gets in the lane, is one of the NBA leaders in drives per game. But that said, we saw this early in the career of DeMar DeRozan, and you just need to keep taking it in there, and all of a sudden you become a guy that earns that reputation, earns some of those free throws.
He missed the first free throw, hit the second, so just 1 of 3 from the stripe, but 20 points in the ballgame on 8 of 11 shooting, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. And the Raptors just forced another steal, the 16th Atlanta turnover. Both teams with 16 miscues. Raptors leading 74-61 with 4:05 to go in the third. Pirtle trying to hand off on the perimeter to Walter, who was knocked away by Bogdanovich. Raptors will do it again with 11 on the shot clock.
Boucher and Robinson checking in, and just a funny story for you. Darko obviously told both of them to go and check in. Orlando Robinson got off, took up his sweats, and was walking toward the box, the scorer's table, to check in. Chris Boucher sprinted past him to get there before him, and then took his warm-ups off. Just the energy that Chris possesses is just, it's fun to be around and fun to watch how hard he plays.
Grady Dick sits down. Rough night for him, just 1 of 3. 3 points in 9 minutes. On the floor for the Raptors, the entire second unit: Brown, Shed, Walter, Robinson, and Boucher. And Chris just got fouled on a 3-point attempt from the near sideline, and the Canadian is going to head to the stripe for 3 with 3:56 to go in the third quarter. The foul will come in against Daniels.
Well, I'll say this, Eric. There's a run coming from Atlanta. So if you're the Raptors, put as much money in the bank as you can before Atlanta starts the withdrawal, gets a hold of your PIN number and starts taking it out. But if you're Toronto, just try to finish this quarter with some kind of double-figure lead and inflate it as much as you can.
Boucher knocks down the first free throw, hits the second as well.
12 points in 9 minutes.
(76-61). Make it 77 as he goes 3 for 3 at the stripe. Now 13 points in the ball game for Chris Boucher. The bench points tonight 29-5 in favor of the Raptors. Atlanta comes up empty on the other end. Daniels missing. Raptors pick up the rebound, come the other way. Here's Bruce Brown on the perimeter. Got a step on Daniels. Just below the near elbow, goes back up top to Shed. Crossed over Matthews into the lane. Tried to go with a sort of jackknife layup. Missed it, left it short off the side of the rim.
Too bad. Great move, great change of direction, great change of speed by Shed.
And now Krejci back in the lane, stops on a dime, trying to shake free from Walter. He can't, but he finds Nance right under the tin, who lays it in, and Darko calls the timeout. 77-63, Raptors leading by 14 with 3:21 to go in the quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
You there, have you tried Subway's new Snackwich bundles?
Whoa, you're a bundle of energy.
But they're just $5.
Okay, chill.
There will be no chill. Get a toasty turkey ranch Snackwich with crispy potato rings. It's a bundle of a deal.
Oh, sounds tasty.
Or a hearty soup with a honey mustard ham Snackwich on ciabatta. It tastes like a bundle of joy.
Yes, I get it.
It's delicious, and $5 at Subway.
Okay, bundle me in.
Price and participation may vary. Extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires February 16th, 2025.
Are you gonna say it?
Yes way.
For the past couple of months, High Park Nissan, Willdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan have been helping people reduce their expenses wherever possible. And let me tell you, most of those people's existing cars were in good working order. Why did they trade in then? Try combining your payments with maintenance and fuel expenses against the possibility of a brand new Nissan lowering that bottom line. During Nissan's Winter Ready event, High Park, Willowdale, and Newmarket Nissan strive to continue to do just that.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter, 3:21 to go. Raptors leading 77-63. Raptors inching closer to 50% from the floor, 49.1 to be exact. And after having a rough start to this ball game, Toronto's been certainly laying it on thick the last couple of quarters, opening up this 14-point lead. It was as high as 17. R.J. Barrett, top scorer in the ballgame with 20. Scotty Barnes has 16. And Chris Boucher, Jonesy, as you've noted a couple of times, heating up off the bench yet again with 13 points in 10 minutes.
Look, Toronto's been terrific tonight with the way they've played, how hard they've played, how together they've played. Other than the turnovers, they've done a really nice job. Give them some credit and tell it like it is. Give it what it is in terms of the credit. And they haven't had stellar nights from everybody. Grady Dick's having a tough night with only 3 points. Pirtle's been solid, but it's not like he's been scoring. He's only got 4 points. But a lot of the other guys stepping to the forefront.
Barnes, the only starter on the floor right now. He's out there with Shed, Walter, Robinson, and Boucher.
Atlanta in a zone.
Barnes has it at the near elbow. He's got Matthews in front of him. Looking to go at Marison. Turns, fires, rim glass and in. He got it to go.
Big boy time. Middle of the zone with Garrison Matthews on you. Turn 2 feet in the paint. Lights out.
Daniels, the one-hand floater in the lane. That's been a money shot for him tonight. He got it to go from about 10, 12 feet. Raptors still up by 14. Shed brings it across center. Left hand high in the air, calling out the play. He's on that Hawks logo at center with Krejci in front of him. Over on the near sideline to Boucher, back to Shed. Shed again calls out the play. Robinson comes up high to set a screen. Shed goes the other way. Now passes off on the far sideline to Barnes. Barnes with the dribble gets into the painted area below the far elbow, turns, fires off 1 foot. Couldn't get it to go over Krejci. Rebound to the Hawks. That was a tougher look. Krejci's got a little length, Jonesy. Daniels in the lane. Bounces the pass to Nance, cutting to the tin. Layup no good because Barnes got a piece of that, and the Raptors come back the other way. Boucher out to Scotty. Lobs it up to Robinson, who caught it, came down, laid it in. Great decision by the youngster on that one.
Not trying to do too much. That's like an offensive rebound for a big guy.
81-65, Raptors by 16. Bogdanovic trying to spin away from Shed, got into the paint. Fired a pass into the near corner to Nance, to Daniels, driving toward the baseline, back to Nance in the paint. The quick flick of the wrist, he left it well short, and the Raptors grabbed the rebound. Mitchell, check that. Walter, back rim, no good on a triple. And now we've got a timeout charged to Atlanta with 1:33 to go in the third quarter.
There's been a 29-point turnaround in this game. Toronto was down 12. Biggest lead was 17. It's 16 now. And Quinn Snyder is searching for answers.
81-65, Jonesy. We're going to keep it here with just over 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Raptors bench unit continues to perform well with now 31 points coming from the second unit. And this is without Kelly Olynyk in this ballgame, who had been playing very well for Toronto over the last week or so.
Really well. Had given them a nice change of pace from Pirtle. Big, yes, but more of a perimeter-oriented playmaking type. Not that Pirtle isn't, but he's more off splits and kind of high post action where Kelly can step out beyond the three-point line, do some playmaking from there, knock down threes, and one of the most effective plays the Raptors have had in the last 2 or 3 games before the injury was the screen and roll with Olynyk and Bruce Brown in the middle of the floor.
So the Hawks break free from their timeout. Nance is going to sit down. He's had a rough night, 2 of 10, 4 points, 4 boards. He does have that right wrist and hand wrapped, and it does seem to be bothering him. And I wonder if that might be the last that we see of him. We shall see. Shot clock down to 10. Krejci tracks it down the ball near the near sideline, gets it over to Bogdanovic. The seam opens toward the baseline, and a drive and a finish for Bogdanovic.
Pretty good play. I thought the Raptors did a nice job, though, of playing him for the most part. Unfortunately, let him get to the basket right at the end.
81-67. Shed comes back in the lane. Had the double clutch midair. He felt the presence coming, and Atlanta gets the ball as the Raptors came up empty, and that ball went out of bounds off Toronto. Robinson couldn't squeeze as that ball was loose. Matthews, 3-ball for Atlanta, rattled around and popped out. Toronto catches a break with under a minute to go in the third. Still leading 81-67 as Barnes gives it to Walter to Robinson. Straight away inside the arc. Out on the far wing to Walter, over to Boucher, far sideline. Triple good. Chris Boucher does it again.
How about Jacoby Walter? Shot fake, change the defender, punch it, the help man, and then find Boucher.
And back the other way, Krejci, kind of slow dribble, slow walking down Main Street, ran right into the chest of Robinson, but the ball was deflected, knocked away by Toronto, so it stays with Atlanta as the Hawks will keep the ball with 19 on the shot clock, 35 seconds to go in this third quarter. Raptors up by 17. Young on the baseline, inbounds to Bogdanovic. Trae Young still standing out of bounds, finally gets back into the play. Driving again on the near side, Bogdanovic whips the pass over far corner to Krejci. 3 is good. Awkward looking release on that one as he was kind of falling into his bench, but he still knocked it down. Credit that man for another triple, his 5th. Atlanta down 14, last shot time for the Raptors. 84-70, Toronto leading. Scotty Barnes with Krejci on him toward the far sideline inside the arc. Now driving toward the baseline, finds Robinson right in the heart of the lane. Flicked it up. The tip good, though, by Chris Boucher as it came off the rim. Atlanta inbounding and whipping it from one baseline to the other.
Not touched.
It never got touched, so the Raptors are going to get it back on the opposing baseline. I'll tell you what, I know they've got Penix, but maybe the Falcons want to look at Krejci.
Not if they don't have a receiver to run it down.
True enough, but he did show off the cannon right there. 1.4 seconds for the Raptors. Shed will inbound from the baseline. Toronto has time to catch and release. They get it into Robinson, but he gets blocked from behind by Bogdanovic, and that will end the quarter with the Raptors heading to the final frame, leading by 16.
Really good quarter for Toronto. Let's see if they can keep it going. They got about half this quarter to keep it at that, and maybe the Hawks throw in the towel, figuratively speaking.
86-70 is the score. Raptors on top by 16. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Joe and Lucy needed a new roof and reached out to Alpine Credits. I flew over to help them with a home renovation loan. I suggested they transform their house into a giant robot head, beams that shoot from the eyes. Pew, pew! Instead, they just went with shingles. But it's pretty glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
With the confidence and freedom of all-wheel drive, a turbocharged engine, and tons of cargo space, the 2025 Honda CR-V was made for winter adventures. But with heated front seats, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a cozy interior, you may want to stay in its comforts a little bit longer. Lease the CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $105 weekly at 3.49% APR for 60 months with $3,500 down. OAC conditions apply. Includes $1,500 lease bonus. See HondaOntario.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the fourth quarter. Raptors holding down a 16-point lead. 86-70 is the score in a solid ball game for the Raptors from about the, roughly, 9-10 minute mark of the first quarter since they've been in control.
It's coming, though. The run is coming from Atlanta.
You keep saying that.
Yeah, I just know it is. They are a pretty good team. They are one of my surprises this year in the NBA, in the East in particular. I just think there's going to be a run coming. The Raptors need to be able to withstand it.
Raptors with back-to-back 30-plus point quarters. 33 in the second, 31 in the third. Triple, Bogdanovic far sideline. No good. He was wide open. Raptors dodged that one. Still leading by 16. First touch of the fourth quarter. Cross court, left to right. Barnes to Grady Dick. Grady missed the triple. Tonight he's 1 of 4 from the floor. Near corner, Bogdanovic. This time he knocks it down. The three is good. Raptor lead is chopped to 13.
Got to be aware. Got to be aware, especially of the guys like Bogdanovic, Krejci, Matthews. That's what they're out there to do.
Atlanta tonight 9 of 29 from distance. The Raptors 10 of 25 as Mitchell just aired one from the perimeter, and Atlanta gets the ball back. Trae Young across center. Just got, on the last possession, his first assist of the game. And now as he gets into the painted area, he is fouled. And they're going to say that again, that he was on the gather and give him 2 free throws. Certainly very generous, if you ask me, as Young now steps to the stripe for his 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game. He's 3 for 6 at the stripe, 4 of 11 from the floor, and the first one goes down. Atlanta trying to open up this fourth quarter on a mini 5-0 run after the 3 ball from Bogdanovic and potentially 2 free throws right here from Trae Young. Second one is up. And it's clean, so there is a little 5-0 run to chop the Raptor lead. They must have given Bogdanovich a 2, Jonesy. Because I'm looking at the scoreboard now, and it's saying 86-74.
It looked like a 3, but maybe they'll review it. But big trip here for Toronto. Big trip.
I know my math's bad, but I know that 3 plus 2 is 5, as Robinson gets a nice jumper to go inside the arc in the far corner, knocks down about a 12, 13-footer. Raptors push the lead to 14. Plowden on the ball, or in the game for the first time, gives the ball up to Capella, to Bogdanovich, missed the 3, but Capella just reaches over top of Davion Mitchell, grabs the rebound, puts it back in the 10. Atlanta cuts it to 12. Far sideline across center comes Mitchell. Robinson sets the screen. Mitchell splits defenders, fires out to Grady, to Boucher, straightaway 3-ball, back rim no good, long rebound, comes out to Garrison Matthews, but the ball's knocked away by Robinson, and then Matthews battles to get it back. Young in the corner to Bogdanovich, up fake, drives along the baseline, throws it up to Capella, catches it, come down, lay it in, plus the foul. 3-point opportunity coming. The lead is cut to 10. It could be 9 in a moment.
Well, maybe that run was coming sooner than I thought. I just looked at the energy that Atlanta started the quarter with, and Toronto didn't match it.
So Clint Capella heads to the stripe for the first time tonight, off the bench, 4 points, 3 boards in 11 minutes of action. Grady Dick's going to sit down with 5 fouls. It was Robinson that picked up the foul there, but Grady was playing for a couple of minutes there with the 5 fouls. He checks out now for Bruce Brown as Capella knocks down the free throw, and the Raptor lead is indeed down to single digits at 9. So Atlanta has outscored Toronto by 7 thus far in this fourth quarter. Robinson above the near elbow. Capella's there. He puts it on the floor. Backdoor to Chris Boucher, who missed the dunk. How does that happen? Boucher runs, 6'10"? He elevated for the dunk and missed it. Bogdanovich 3, no good. Raptors dodge that one, or do they?
Yeah,
yes, they do. They're going to call Capella over the back, so it's still Toronto ball with 9:37 to go. Tell you what, Chris Boucher might be seeing Shackton next week on that one. 9:37 to go in the ball game. Raptors leading 88-79. And I believe we've got a timeout on the floor, charged to Toronto, so we'll step aside for the break. On Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
For the past couple of months, High Park Nissan, Willdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan have been helping people reduce their expenses wherever possible. And let me tell you, most of those people's existing cars were in good working order. Why did they trade in then? Try combining your payments with maintenance and fuel expenses against the possibility of a brand new Nissan lowering that bottom line. During Nissan's Winter Ready event, High Park, Willowdale, and Newmarket Nissan strive to continue to do just that. Orthotics.
Footwear.
Orthotics.
Footwear.
Guys, enough. Kintec are experts in orthotics and footwear. It's what sets them apart. By tailoring orthotics to your shoes and shoes to your orthotics, you get comfort and support designed just for you.
Oh, so it's orthotics and footwear working together.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
You got it.
Or pickles and syrup.
Is that a thing?
PB&J.
Pickles and syrup.
Oh, boy.
Kintec footwear and orthotics.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 9:37 to go in the ball game. Raptors leading 88-79. Jonesy, it's a milestone, but I could also turn it into trivia if you want. Probably wouldn't be fair to you, though, because I certainly would have known the answer to this. But in this ball game tonight, Scotty Barnes has moved into 9th in Raptors franchise history for most assists. He is averaging a career-high 6.5 assists this season, but he passed a current head coach in the NBA for number 9 on the Raptors all-time list, and that would be interim head coach in Sacramento, Doug Christie.
Yeah.
So Scotty Barnes approaching 1,200. He's just below 1,200 career assists and already 9th in Raptors franchise history.
He's got a chance if he sticks around, and Toronto can help put a team around him to be amongst franchise leaders in many different categories.
Raptors with the ball out of the timeout and away from the play. We've got a foul, I believe, coming in on Plowden. Yep. Got a little too handsy with Scotty Barnes away from the ball, so the Raptors will do it again from the far side.
Good ATO play by the Raptors. Little cross screen for Scotty, bringing him to the box and then trying to get him the ball.
Brown gets it into Robinson, back to Brown, over to Barnes. Barnes trying to back down on Plowden. The help comes with Capella. Scotty has to go back out to Brown on the perimeter. They go back to Scotty, to a cutting Chris Boucher, who then leans in and gets the bucket with Capella right there.
Great play by Chris, creating space and knocking down a tough traffic layup.
Trae Young, crossover, drops it to Capella, misses the dunk. Robinson was there to put in a little bit of resistance. Mitchell the other way, scoop shot is up and in.
No.
And they're going to call a charge.
That's not a charge.
Wow.
That's not a charge.
Looks like Darko might be considering.
Again, Garrison Matthews, the right foot not set. And leaning.
He was moving.
And leaning, again, hitting the shoulder. You got to take it in the chest. The NBA needs to go back to that. It makes it easier for the officials. On the first look, did the guy get hit in the chest? No? Well, then it can't be a charge.
And Darko is indeed going to ask for the review. So let's step aside again with 8:56 to go in the fourth quarter, and the Raptors leading 90-79 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
At last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
If you like to put some summer in your winter, then let us share with you our Boat Show exclusive offer. Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. The Toronto Boat Show is fast approaching, and we've prepared our hottest promotion yet. Choose your promotions on Sea-Doo personal watercraft with savings of up to $2,500. Or choose financing as low as 0% on remaining 2024. Or select a 4-year warranty. The choice is yours, and the savings are the best ever. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today for your Boat Show exclusive offer.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 8:56 to go in the ballgame. Raptors leading 90-79. We await the results of the review. Still haven't got official word. And there you can hear it in the background. Toronto's challenge is successful.
It's pretty easy, and I think the NBA needs to, as we always talk about in the world of education, put down the rubric, put down the criteria. If he's not taking it in the chest with his feet at least hip-width apart, or at least moving backwards, taking it. You can be moving, but you've got to be backwards, but you still have to take it in the chest. Other than that, it's not a charge.
So Davion Mitchell credited with the bucket. Now he gets the free throw as well, as Garrison Matthews is called for the foul. His second free throw up and in for Davion. Raptors extend their lead back to 14. It was as high as 17.
Darko 13 and 15 now in challenges this year. 2 for 2 tonight.
Getting close to that 500 mark, Jonesy.
Yep.
Capella hounded out on the perimeter by Robinson. He's all over him. He's played well tonight.
He has.
Krejci in the lane. Looked like he was trying to lob it up, and at the last minute, he just sort of flicked it up at the tin. He was fouled. Falls down to the floor on the baseline, and he's going to get up and head to the free throw line. Foul's going to come in on Bruce Brown. That's his third. As Krejci heads to the free throw line for attempts 3 and 4. I was mentioning Scotty Barnes, Jonesy, tonight, moving past Doug Christie for number 9 in franchise history in assists. Number 8, Vince Carter, with 1,553. So now Barnes about 350 off that. Number 7, Damon Stoudemire. Number 6, Alvin Williams. 5, Pascal Siakam. 4, DeMar DeRozan. 3, Fred VanVleet. 2, Jose Calderon. And number 1 all-time, Kyle Lowry, with more than triple the number of Scotty Barnes. 4,277 assists for Kyle Lowry. He's also the franchise leader in steals, number 2 in points, and number 2 in games played. Robinson misses a short one in the lane with a one-hand flick from about 8 feet. Hawks come back the other way, and they botch the alley-oop for Plowden. Raptors pick up the ball with a 14-point lead. Here comes Barnes, skipping through everybody, stepping through the defense, laying it up and in, and the Raptors lead by 16.
Saw flat-footed Vit Krejci, and there's no resistance there at all.
Capella to Young. Young tried to lob it back to Capella, and Robinson read it well and took away that alley-oop attempt, knocking the ball away and getting big love right now from Davion Mitchell.
He did a nice job. He got back, a little stunting action. He helps on Trae Young, recovers, and then gets a piece of the ball, a deflection. Capella can't squeeze it. Toronto comes away with the turnover. Raptors got about 3-4 more minutes. They lead by 16 now. 3-4 more minutes to hold it there, and you could be home free.
Pirtle. 1 foot inside the arc, out toward the far side, goes back up top to Mitchell, dips behind the Pirtle screen, goes far sideline to Brown. Shot clock down to 3. Brown trying to shake free from Krejci. Step back off 1 foot. Bucket is good. A high looper for Bruce Brown, and he knocks it down from 12 feet.
And he looks back at the bench like, you guys didn't think I had that, did you?
Biggest lead of the game for the Raptors, 97-79. Atlanta just turned it over again. Their 20th turnover of the game, as Bruce Brown now has it on the other side of center. Giving it up to Davion Mitchell, to a cutting Jakob Poeltl. On the near side to Chris Boucher. Boucher at the near elbow, turns, fires, missed the shot. Bruce Brown couldn't squeeze. Picked up by Trae Young.
Chris had Bruce Brown wide open on the block.
Young to Krejci, but not before he traveled and turned it over. And we are going the other way. It has been a rough night for Trae Young and the Hawks. 21 Atlanta turnovers. And Trae Young with 1 assist in 31 minutes with 14 points on 4 of 11 shooting. Man, oh man. Toronto looking for back-to-back wins in Atlanta. Looking to sweep this little baseball series in mid to late January here before coming home to host New Orleans on Monday. Mitchell missing on a layup. Poeltl couldn't get to the rebound. Atlanta has it as they come across center. Ticking toward the midway point of this fourth quarter. Young out to Krejci, sidestep, set the feet, triple is clean. Raptor lead is cut to 15.
Need proper closeouts. Like Chris, I know he blocks a lot of three-point shots, but that was an all-out run at Krejci. You're out of control when you're going that fast.
Second assist of the game for Trae Young. Davion Mitchell gives it up to Jakob Poeltl, and he fires one up from just below the far elbow. Got it to go. Raptors leading by 17.
It's okay if you're the Raptors just to keep trading right now. Try to play some defense. Keep the cushion.
99-82, Trae Young, far corner. Bogdanovich put it on the floor, drives towards the painted area, gives it up to Daniels. Now in the near corner to Okongwu, and Okongwu steps out of bounds on the near sideline. and a 20-second turnover for Atlanta.
Well, they're not helping their own cause any at all with the turnovers. And I think right now the Hawks are playing for the 15-point shot. It just seems like they're in a hurry trying to get everything back right away. And if you're Toronto, you just keep grinding away.
Pirtle with the Kongwu in front of him. Hands it off to Boucher into the paint. Tried to skip through traffic, but he got fouled on a scoop. And it's going to be free throws coming for Chris Boucher. He's got a chance to have 20 off the bench. And he just hit his 20th minute in the game. I'll tell you, I would love to see him stick around.
I would.
But I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people calling.
Yeah.
A lot. The Clippers.
Never mind his effectiveness.
The Mavs, the Lakers.
Never mind his effectiveness with the way he plays, his energy. He's sneaky with his offense. He'll block shots for you. You know, he won't hurt you when he's in the game. Put him with better players, he'll play better. He's got an expiring deal.
Yeah. Hawks came down the floor after the Boucher free throws, and Krejci missed a triple. And now R.J. Barrett in the paint. Scoop shot is good, plus the foul. He finished with the left, and he's going to go to the stripe for a three-point play as Toronto has ripped this thing wide open, leading by 21. And understandably so, it's smiles all around as the Raptors are putting it on thick in Atlanta.
Right now, it looks like back in the old days in boxing when Muhammad Ali had a guy on the ropes, and he wasn't just wailing away. He was surgically looking for spots for the knockout punch. And the Raptors about to do that right now.
104-82. Raptors by 22. Atlanta just got two back on a dunk from a Kongwu. Off a lob from Trae Young. Under 5 minutes to go with the Raptors leading by 20. Here comes Pirtle, hands it off to Boucher, elevates, lays it up and in, plus the foul. Three-point opportunity, and Boucher shrugging at his bench saying, like, what? It's too easy right now. A three-point opportunity coming for Chris Boucher.
Really nice job by Pirtle on the dribble, under control in the lane. Raptors with three guys over 20 points. Nobody else in double digits, but Barnes, Barrett, Boucher all cracking the 20-point barrier.
Everybody's been talking about BBQ, but unfortunately it hasn't been quickly. Tonight it's just triple Bs. It's the Better Business Bureau right now, Jonesy. They're all business in Atlanta. Leading 107-84. Hawks come up empty on the other end. Raptors with the rebound, but then Atlanta takes it away on another Toronto turnover. Young floats one up and in as he got to the tin. And Trae Young up to 16 points, but his Hawks trail by 21.
Wasn't that the Wire, B&B Enterprises, Barksdale and...
oh, wow, you put me on the spot now. Yes, Barksdale and Jonesy.
Stringer Bell.
Yeah.
B&B Enterprises.
107-86. I got a couple of shows for you to add to your list now, though. Watched a couple of good ones lately. Raptors just turned it over again as Pirtle was trying to get the ball to Boucher. Young whips a pass over, and Bogdanovich missed it. He had vacated the spot, and it's now the 23rd turnover of the game for the Hawks. 107-86 with 4:06 to go in the ball game. Mayor of Kingstown, you got to watch that.
Yeah, okay.
Landman.
I've heard of that one. Okay.
Landman.
All right, off season, of course.
Of course. I mean, I watch it at like midnight when I'm not sleeping. When all the games are over,
yeah.
Pirtle lays it up and in. And he's going to the free throw line for an and one as well.
Raptors putting it on right now. They are putting it on, and they are a confident team right now. I mean, you're talking about, what, 4 out of 5 wins coming into tonight? This will be 5 out of 6. A wounded New Orleans team coming in on Monday.
And then Toronto on the road against the worst team in the league, Washington, on Wednesday, before the Chicago Bulls come to Toronto next Friday. And that, I would say, could be a winnable game as well. I don't think the Bulls are that much better than Toronto. This is quite the stretch for the Raptors right now. Far corner, triple no good for Bogdanovich.
Well, they do have the second easiest schedule. As of January 6th, they had the second easiest schedule in the NBA.
Barnes skipped through traffic, missed the layup. battling for the rebound. Pirtle comes up with it, kicks it out to Brown for three. Bruce Brown missed that one. And Scotty Barnes grabs the rebound, gives it to R.J. Barrett. He misses, and it's kept alive by Pirtle. What is this going to be, the fourth, fifth attempt?
Raptors just outworking Atlanta.
Shed on the far sideline to a cutting Bruce Brown. Layup no good. Brown fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Raptors missed about 5 shots, but got an offensive rebound on every one. And I always say that rebounding is a measure of effort. And right now, Toronto, they're confident, and that confidence is spurring them to just outwork the Atlanta Hawks.
First free throw good for Brown. 111-86, a 25-point lead for the Raptors. To go back to when they were trailing by 12, it's a 37-point swing in this game. Daniel's going to check out of the ball game now. We'll clean up the lineups on both sides in a moment as Bruce Brown gets set for free throw number 2. It's up and it's clean. Brown off the bench tonight, 8 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, and a steal in 26 minutes. Trae Young will bring it across center for the Hawks. Jamal Shed in front of him. Okongwu sets the screen. Young goes around it, now driving on the far side. Whips a pass back out on the perimeter to Plowden for 3. Missed that one. Rebound to Jakob Pirtle, his 9th. Scotty Barnes gives it up now to Shed. Shed will bring it across center with 2:50 to go in the ball game. Shed dips around a Barnes screen. Now lobs it up to Scotty, who finishes on a 2-hand flush. And we've got a timeout on the floor with the Raptors extending their lead to a whopping 28 points.
Quinn Snyder's going to clear the bench. He's seen enough. I would not be surprised to see some of the little used players for Atlanta on the floor. But boy, the Raptors, I said they had to weather the storm. There was a run. There was a mini run by Atlanta at the start of the quarter. Toronto parried them, kept them away, and then finished it off.
We taking a quick break or no? We'll keep it here. 2:41 to go in the ball game. 114-86. Scotty Barnes, Jonesy, we're probably going to see him not come out of this timeout, I would assume. Maybe I'm wrong. 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. At the end of the first quarter, he was 1 for 5. So he's now 7 for his last 11. And leading the way with 24 points. He's the top scorer in the ball game, and he is the top rebounder and tied for top assist man, as Krejci also has 7 for the Hawks.
1 for 5 and 1 for 3 from distance. So you're talking about 7 of 11, all of them from all is scoring, at least, inside the arc. And like I said, I like his mid-range stuff. I like the big boy game. 7 of 11 and 2 3-point misses. So take those away if you kind of, as I say, get off if it's not going. He's 7 of 9.
Atlanta with the ball. Young handed it off to Matthews, but Matthews stepped out of bounds before releasing the shot, and the Hawks turned it over for a 24th time. Barnes is indeed on the bench. Grady Dick, the only starter, as he's out there. He played only 11 minutes tonight, had a rough night, and got into a lot of foul trouble. So Darko's going to try and let him finish it off here. It's Grady out there with Shed, Walter, Robinson, and veteran Garrett Temple. Grady out on the wing far side, comes around a Robinson screen, gets to the free throw line. Dangerous pass into Robinson, but it got there. And then Robinson, unfortunately, bobbled it, lost it on the baseline, and Toronto turns it over for a 20th time. The only thing they haven't done well tonight.
Well, they've been able to survive because of their defense and forcing turnovers on the other side.
114-86. We tick towards the final 2 minutes. Roddy to Plowden, far wing, deep triple is good. Atlanta down 114-89. Raptor lead is 25. Shed around a Robinson screen, out on the perimeter to Walter. Walter, Grady Dick near sideline, steps into the 3 and knocks it down. Grady Dick with the triple, puts the lead back at 28. Trae Young across center. Interesting that he's on the floor finishing up this game, Jonesy. Finds Plowden in the paint. He's fouled. And I believe that's going to go against Jacoby Walter, or are they going to get shed on a reach?
Some of that could be...
Message?
Message. I was going to say punishment. Maybe a message to him from Quinn Snyder in terms of leadership, fighting through tough times. Trae Young had an active streak of 202 straight games with 5 or more assists. Up there with Magic, John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas. And unless he gets one more tonight, I mean, that could be one of the reasons. Sorry, 2 more tonight. That could be one of the reasons why he's out there. I know that they always keep LeBron out there at the end of the games just to make sure his streak of double-figure scoring keeps going.
Shed 3 ball, no good. Rebound to Roddy. And Roddy looking to give it to Young, but Jacoby Walter denying it. 117-91 as Roddy goes down Main Street, stripped by Temple, picked up by Robinson, fires ahead to Jacoby Walter. Walter had to track it down before the baseline, but can't. He was that close to saving it for the Raptors, but it's a Toronto turnover. Give the ball back to the Hawks with 1:10 to play. Young brings it across center for the Hawks. In the lane, Young hands it off down low underneath. Blocked and fouled was Barlow, so no bucket, and Barlow to the free throw line.
No bucket, no assist. Unless the NBA implements the rule that I talked about, Barlow would have to make these 2 free throws to get Trae Young the assist.
I don't mind that rule change. You got a lot of wild ideas, but I like that one.
Well, you know, they started. I've always asked for them to start years ago charting deflections, because you deflect that ball off its path from A to B. Now it becomes a 50-50 ball, and anybody's able to track it down, and that's because of the deflection. It should be a stat. Coaches always kept that. Now the NBA's put it on its hustle board.
Barlow goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. Raptors lead 117-92. Shed across center, under a minute to go. 54 seconds to be exact. Walter coming around a screen set by Robinson, but Grady Dick's got the ball, turns, fires at the free throw line, misses it, and the Hawks push ahead. Here comes Trae Young across center. Young over to Roddy. Roddy drives down Main Street, weaves through traffic, lays it up and in. That shouldn't be an assist.
It shouldn't, because
are they going to credit him with one?
Hometown, sure they will.
They shouldn't, and they just did. No chance. He gave it to him. He took 2 dribbles and then weaved through traffic. That's not an assist. Does the league review that to take it away?
They could. They should.
Grady Dick near sideline, 3 ball, no good. Rebound down low. Robinson keeps it alive. Ball picked up by the Hawks. Krejci's got it. Tried to fire ahead. And did the Raptors get hands on it? They did.
They did. They deflected out of bounds.
It's going to be Atlanta ball. Trae Young will inbound from the baseline. He definitely knows about this record.
Sure he does.
117-94.
And this is where guys are playing for numbers. Like, you're down 30.
And the 3 ball is missed by Barlow.
They ain't going to get it. Toronto's going to inbound the ball and run out the clock.
9.1 seconds to go. Raptors throw it in. Shed will bring it across center. And that's going to do it, folks. The Raptors go to Atlanta and get both as they blow out the Hawks tonight. 117-94, the final.
Sweep for Toronto without quickly. A relatively healthy Raptor unit playing together, playing well. And like I said, this is what we envisioned at the beginning of the year. The beginning of the season. We are still at the beginning of the year as we're in January, but it's been the most productive month of the season for the Raptors with 6 wins.
Scotty Barnes led the way for the Raptors with 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. And again, the Raptors win 117-94. We'll step aside for the break, come back with all the final stats, and then hand it off to post-game coverage with Toronto again winning by 23 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
For the past couple of months, High Park Nissan, Willdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan have been helping people reduce their expenses wherever possible. And let me tell you, most of those people's existing cars were in good working order. Why did they trade in then? Try combining your payments with maintenance and fuel expenses against the possibility of a brand new Nissan lowering that bottom line. During Nissan's Winter Ready event, High Park, Willowdale, and Newmarket Nissan strive to continue to do just that.
Feeling the winter blues? RedTag.ca has the perfect cure. Sunshine, sand, and savings up to 65% off on your escape to paradise. Plus, get an instant discount of up to $200 and turn those winter blues into unforgettable memories on the beach. More savings, more travel. Don't wait. Visit redtag.ca or call 1-866-5REDTAG to get your promo code discount today. Certain conditions apply.
RedTag.ca.
Travel made easy.
Whether it's towing your big toys or hauling gear for the job site, the Toyota Tundra handles it all without breaking a sweat. By the end, you'll be standing there wishing you could high-five that truck. That's what we call being Tundra-struck. It's time to be impressed. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2025 Tundra 4x4 Crewmax SR from $150 weekly for 36 months at 4.79% with $5,800 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
You missed the spring led the Keeneland July selected yearly sale, amassing over $160 million in sales. More than 1,000 stake races have been won by horses that were connected to him in some capacity before he died in 1990. Northern Dancer, a champion on the racetrack, his legacy continues to live on. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM Sports schedule for Saturday, January the 25th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 8 p.m. Chicago Bulls take on the Philadelphia 76ers. Bulls on Sirius 158, XM 217, and Internet 884. 76ers on Internet 902. 8:30 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the LA Lakers. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 889. Lakers on Internet 893. 9 p.m. Phoenix Suns face the Washington Wizards. Suns on Sirius 137, XM 212, and Internet 903. Wizards on Internet 909. 10:30 p.m. LA Clippers face the Milwaukee Bucks. Clippers on Sirius 138, XM 213, and Internet 892. Bucks on Internet 896. In the NHL, 10 p.m. Vancouver Canucks face the Washington Capitals. Canucks on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 948. Capitals on Internet 950. 10 p.m. Anaheim Ducks face the Nashville Predators. Ducks on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 920. Predators on Internet 935. 10 p.m. San Jose Sharks face the Florida Panthers. Sharks on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 942. Panthers on Internet 931. In tennis action starting at 7 p.m., catch full coverage of the Australian Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81. In NCAA College men's basketball, 8 p.m. Portland faces Gonzaga on Sirius 132, XM 202, and Internet 964. 8 p.m. Washington State faces St. Mary's on XM 388, Internet 978. 8 p.m. Xavier takes on UConn. Xavier on XM 387, Internet 977. UConn on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. National feed on Sirius 161, XM 201, and Internet 963. 8 p.m. Auburn takes on Tennessee. The Auburn feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Tennessee on Sirius 106, XM 190, and Internet 960. 8:30 p.m. Alabama faces LSU. Alabama on Sirius 160, XM 191, and Internet 961. LSU on XM 389, Internet 979. 8:30 p.m. Arkansas faces Oklahoma. Arkansas on XM 390, Internet 980. Oklahoma on Sirius 111, XM 192, and Internet 962. 8:30 p.m. Cal faces Miami on Sirius 119, XM 193, and Internet 955. 10 p.m. BYU faces Cincinnati. The BYU feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 143. Cincinnati on XM 386, Internet 976. 10 p.m. Nevada takes on San Diego State. Nevada on XM 381, Internet 971. San Diego State on XM 380, Internet 970. In NCAA College women's basketball, 8:30 p.m. Arizona takes on West Virginia on Sirius 139, XM 198, and Internet 852. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Saturday, January the 25th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 8 p.m. Chicago Bulls take on the Philadelphia 76ers. Bulls on Sirius 158, XM 217, and Internet 884. 76ers on Internet 902. 8:30 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the LA Lakers. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 889. Lakers on Internet 893. 9 p.m. Phoenix Suns face the Washington Wizards. Suns on Sirius 137, XM 212, and Internet 903. Wizards on Internet 909. 10:30 p.m. LA Clippers face the Milwaukee Bucks. Clippers on Sirius 138, XM 213, and Internet 892. Bucks on Internet 896. In the NHL, 10 p.m. Vancouver Canucks face the Washington Capitals. Canucks on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 948. Capitals on Internet 950. 10 p.m. Anaheim Ducks face the Nashville Predators. Ducks on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 920. Predators on Internet 935. 10 p.m. San Jose Sharks face the Florida Panthers. Sharks on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 942. Panthers on Internet 931. In tennis action, starting at 7 p.m., catch full coverage of the Australian Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81.
SiriusXM has soccer covered end to end. SiriusXM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's SiriusXM FC on Channel 157.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. October 17th, 1989. Game 3 of the World Series. It pitted the Bay Neighbors against each other for the first time. The San Francisco Giants, led by Kevin Mitchell and Will